Only the truth can heal it. If you see the Guardian masthead on the editorial, you see there. Thus emphasizing the maxim of journalism: facts are secret, opinions are free. Are journalists publishing facts or their opinion? It is not for you and I to pass judgment. The audience, the public, who is the ultimate and sovereign power in democratic republic, will decide. Indeed, they are already deciding with the collapse of legacy media's stranglehold on free flow and circulation of news and information. People consume alternative media of Facebook, X, formerly Twitter, blogs, podcasts, and the like, more than newspaper, magazine, which is almost dead, and radio and television. Streaming has taken over from cable television. My humble advice as campus journalists and will-be practitioners: avoid the trap of click and bait journalism. First, to break the news, and do not sacrifice substance for speed. Journalism and innovation, Siamese twins. Journalism industry are innovative industry. Its growth and practice is technological driven. Every media invention is an innovation and evolution resisted by the establishment. Why? Media access and growth weaken the monarchy and the church hold over the control and flow of information and knowledge in the society. Newspaper evolved to challenge the control of the church and the king over the right of people to know, to give expression to their thoughts. The print media era started with Gutenberg's invention of printing press in 1440. It battered the emergence of the print media as the first form of mass media. Journalism evolved as a professional practice with the emergence of print media, books, newspaper, and magazine, as a mass media eroded by this development, this innovation. Thus, the definition of journalism was limited and narrowed to print media news delivery. That's where the word press, letter press, came from. The broadcasting era saw the emergence of radio late in the 19th century and television in the early 20th century. Changed the landscape of communication delivery system with enhanced capacity of audio and audiovisual, of sight, sound, and motion added. Thus, the narrow of journalism was extended to broadcasting. But it is not everyone that works in broadcasting houses that are journalists. Journalists are the producers and presenters of programs and content. The internet and citizen journalism era. We live in an era of self-publishing, unlike whistleblowing. Publishing is no longer dominated by the few media giants. The emergence of alternative media platforms, bloggers, Twitters, Facebook, fanzine, and other social media platforms has seen the emergence of citizen journalism. Currently, social media has become the first resort of news gathering and consumption for both journalists and the audience, who are both creator and consumer content. If you want to know anything about America, all you just need to know is to go to the Twitter feed of Donald Trump. You know everything that is happening in America when he wakes up and what he thinks about the world. Not CNN, not, in actual sense, most media organizations, mainstream media organizations, the sources of their stories are from this alternative media platform. So from 1400 to 1600, newspaper, books, magazines were the new media. In the 1930s, radio and movies were the new media. In the 1940s, television was the new media. In the 1980s, cable was the new media. In the 21st century, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat, blog, podcast, and other social media platforms are the new media. We do not know what the future holds for the media as technology advances. So the media platforms will advance. So we are now in the era of metamorphosis. Old media have been morphed into new media. The journalist of today has to be more technological service as new organizations are becoming more digital-centric. So what are the ethical dimensions of journalism practice? The watchdog has become the lapdog, the pet dog, the praise dog, and the reward dog, and the attack dog of the establishment. We have seen journalists attacking fellow journalists. We have seen journalists defending the establishment they are meant to watch over. Balancing economic interest and public interest has always been one of the ethical dilemmas facing journalism from inception. First, journalism is a social responsibility function. Two, journalism is also a business enterprise. That profit must be made and salary must be paid and emolument must be paid. So Let's listen to what some scholars say. He said the media, as we have seen, had from the onset two major, sometimes conflicting functions. The first involved the serious notion of news gathering and processing as part of the fourth estate, as watchdog on the powerful, and as important as the influence on key process of nation, building by communicating the nation to itself. So the watchdog, the main purpose of the press since its emergence as mass medium in the 19th has become to produce information in commodity form and to maximize advertising revenue by selling that information to the largest possible number of readers. The Nation wants to have more readers than the Guardian. The Guardian wants to have more readers than the Punch. Arise wants to have more viewers than TVC. TVC wants to have more viewers than channels. Has been the central purpose of the media. So the ethical and newsroom dilemma of modern day journalism is captured in one Fenton 2010 submission. He asserts that the internet has brought about new ways of collecting and reporting information into the newsroom. The new journalism is open to novice, lacks editorial control, and can stem from anywhere, not just from the newsroom. It involves news writing techniques, function in network with fragmented audience, and is delivered at great speed, and is open and iterative. This spontaneity has created ethical dilemma of objectivity and accuracy. What is objectivity? Objectivity is a explicit separation of facts from opinion, the inclusion and coverage of all opposing ideas in a debate, and the validation of journalistic narrative by quotation of reliable authoritative sources. Is objectivity possible, or is it attainable in journalism? No doubt. Commercial interest, competition for audience, and divergent political opinions have made the media and journalists vulnerable to loads of information, misinformation, disinformation, half-truths, spin, bias, prejudices, among other ethical challenges. There's one term that a lot of people use, fake news. There's nothing like fake news. If it is fake, it is not news. It's that it is misinformation or disinformation. The three attributes of ethical journalism is IFA. How many of you know IFA? Baba Agbomirigun, in Yoruba language. IFA is an acronym. Independence, fairness, and accuracy. And then you know, IFA Kinsheki in Yoruba folklore. So if you maintain independence, if you maintain fairness, if you maintain accuracy, you become objective. George Grimsey said, indeed, no human being can truly be objective. You can only seek objectivity and impartiality in the pursuit of truth. How? Obtaining and quoting multiple sources and opposing views. As campus journalists and potential practitioners, always separate facts from opinion. Includes all sides and shades of opinion. Validate the stories through citation of reliable and authoritative sources. As I begin to wrap up, let me touch on major topical discourse in the public sphere and marketplace in Nigeria with respect to political talk shows and interview on TV, which is a mix of reporting, analysis, commentary, and editorializing, which I call race of journalism, an acronym. Race, R for reporting, A for analysis, C for commentary, and E for the Rufai Hosseini of Arise TV versus the establishment conundrum. This brand of journalism is what McNair, 2011, termed author journalism. I conceptualize author journalism as the genre of journalism shaped and influenced by the beliefs, biases, opinion, and prejudices of the writer, representing and reflecting his or her own worldview. It includes, but not limited to, commentaries, analysis, documentaries, features, opinions, columns, blog, podcast, and interview. There are two approaches of interviewing in this genre of journalism. One is adversarial style of interviewing, which is a combative, confrontational, accusatory style of interviewing. The goal is not to make the interviewee. The goal is to make the interviewee uncomfortable. That's the goal, to make the person uncomfortable, to put the person in the front burner of pressure. The second is the conciliatory style, which is a discursive, engaging, friendly, conciliatory style. The goal is to make the interviewee, the guest, comfortable and relaxed in a congenial atmosphere. There's no perfect model. There's no model approach to interviewing. Whatever approach you adopt is a matter of style, individually or corporately as a media organization. May the best approach win and do the job for you. There are sometimes you do conciliatory approach. There are sometimes you do adversarial approach. So campus journalism and multimedia journalism, over 2 decades ago, 2004, prophesied that online production is standard practice of newspaper production. And similarly, today's streaming has become the standard practice of broadcasting of audiovisual content. Invariably, cross-media production should be the focus of campus journalism. The ability and capacity to operate across mainstream, legacy, traditional media of print, magazine, TV, radio to online and digital platforms of website, news site, blogs, podcasts, social media platform of Facebook, X, Instagram, YouTube, streaming among others is what you should focus on. The platform of journalism is limitless. As campus journalists, strive at all times to uphold community trust and interest. You cannot, as journalists, be the lapdog or attack dog of special interest. Attend and give coverage to public events and help define and shape the campus community. We are in the era of metamorphosis. Old media have been morphed into new media. Journalists are now required to submit stories for multiple platforms: television, radio, print, online. For a journalist today, in the media landscape, it is essential to be multi-skills. Like it or not, the journalist of the future has to be more technological savvy as new organizations become more digicentric and digi-savvy. The world is waiting for you. Welcome to the world of journalism, a lifestyle of influence and societal impact. Thank you.
Let's give him a round of applause. That was not enough. Please, let's give him a round of applause. Please keep clapping. I can't hear you guys. I can't hear you guys.
Thank you so much, DJ. So very quickly, we would like to recognize the presence of one of our special guests with a round of applause, please. The person of Professor Francis EGBOKHARE is a staff advisor for the Union of Campus Journalists, University of Ibadan. You're welcome, sir. It's an honor to have you here, sir.
Thank you very much for your presence, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to apologize that I was supposed to be with you right from the beginning. But you know how Nigeria works. I submitted an application somewhere, and within 1 week I was supposed to come for an interview. And I decided to go. But I don't want to tell you the other thing that happened, but that was why. But today, this morning, I left Abuja. I left my hotel at 4 a.m. I felt that it will not be good for our young people for me not to be here at all. So please, I am very sorry that, you know, I don't usually behave that way. You know, I was in a dilemma, you know, between the two. But if I knew what happened thereafter, if I knew it was going to happen, I would not even have gone at all. You know, in Nigeria, everything is, we ask questions to suit the answer. We know the answers before the questions. If I knew that the answer had been prepared, I would not have even gone to participate. But I think UCJS for me is a beautiful lecture. The small part that I listened to. I am also a practicing journalist, in quote. I write for Business Day. I also write. I used to be a columnist with the Nigerian Tribune. Praying Mantis. I did that for about 6 years. And now, I want to tackle the problem with the education system. I want to start doing podcasts because I've come to a conclusion that we cannot do it using government platforms. So we want to dismantle it now from outside and then put it back together. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. So very quickly, Mr. Jide Johnson, who just delivered that beautiful, brilliant keynote speech. Please, a round of applause for him. Dr. G.J. Johnson is a teacher, a coach, and a consultant in public affairs in journalism and strategic communication. Dr. G.J. holds a Doctor of Philosophy in Mass Communication, is the Director of Special Programs, and had also served as a Deputy Provost, Head of Communication, Head of Mass Communication Department, and Student Affairs at the Nigerian Institute of Journalism, Lagos. A much sought-after commentator on public affairs, Dr. Jide has authored 4 titles and published articles in journals. As coach, he has facilitated trainings with MBTE, UNICEF, UNESCO, Lagos State government and agencies, Rapid Response Squad, and PAS, US of America Consulate, Lagos, amongst others. As a thought leader, Dr. Jide has trained and mentored people across all spectrum of the society. And lastly, Dr. Jide loves teaching, he loves reading, he loves listening to music, and of course, watching sports. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
All right. Still in the mood of recognizing our guests, we have...
Wow, he's a Man U fan. Do we have Man U fans here? Oh, okay.
We also have Man City fans here, please.
Okay.
Still in the mood of recognizing our guests, please join us with a round of applause as we recognize the presence of Professor Demola Lewis, represented by Dr. Abu, the Hall Warden of Teda Hall.
Welcome, sir.
All right. To our inductees, I hope that you guys were listening to the keynote speech you just heard. It was a very, very brilliant one. Mm-hmm. And I have some questions for you. If you get it,
There's a gift, Abby.
Yeah.
There's a gift for you guys. I'm not promising.
She actually said that she has a land somewhere in Banana Island. Right? All right. So my first question. Okay, this is how it go. I'll just randomly walk up to any of you and hand you the microphone. Right? So
whoever the mic chooses.
Yeah. So he mentioned that someone was the first person to practice journalism. No come on. Come on, no cross answers. I give the mic to you.
Oh my God. I don't know it. A round of applause for her. Let's encourage her. Please, can you be on your seats?
Who was the first person to practice journalism according to his speech? I don't know. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Here.
Good.
All right, please clap for
A round
him.
of applause for him.
All right. And then he also said that he mentioned some media that was for I think 20th century. He mentioned the one that is currently reigning. Then he said one will be for the future. I'll be handing the microphone to you because you're looking at me. Hey, hi. Oh, no, you're not listening. Sorry. Hello. Did you hear the question? Okay, he said that there's going to be a particular media for the future. Boy, which media did he mention? You don't know. Oh, who knows the answer?
Okay, we have someone. A round of applause for him, please.
He specifically said that we don't know the media that the future holds.
Wow.
Wow. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So after this, you meet favor at, I think we have two winners. You meet favor for your gifts.
All right.
I mean, he has something very, very special for you guys.
Nice one,
Yes.
Sarah. iPhone. He said he has iPhone 17 for you guys. Please, let's clap for him.
Wow.
He's a guest.
Oh, thank you so much, sir. 13. Can we participate, sir? I mean, yes, of course. It's not limited to just inductees alone. So very quickly now, we'll be going for our tea break. Are we excited? I mean, you guys have been here since now.
Make some
I think I was
noise.
outside and I heard two inductees saying, I'm hungry, I'm thirsty. So you guys should, a round of applause for you.
Don't know our time, it was different. We were here for like 6 hours on a
Actually,
stretch.
there
We
was
didn't
no
go out,
tea
we
break.
didn't stand up.
A round of applause. Are you guys not excited? You guys are not grateful. During our time, was there tea break? There was
No,
not
we're just here throughout. Yeah. All right, so
we'll be doing that row by row, right? So the first row, we'll be starting with our soon-to-be inductees. The first row, please, can you rise up, please? And step out. You will see a protocol member. She would lead you guys to have the tea break. DJ.
Then other rows can just follow like that.
Then after they come back,
if not your babe, I want back on my teeth, gonna stay out. Put down for it, I'm alone. Not pressure me, not pressure me.
You got the right impression, baby, I'm impressed. The feeling's joking, want to suffocate. But you got a man and I came with my babe. Before the camera, catch me for 4K. Got up here for play. Something will go sweet in my body. If you're right, you call me. But I let it die at 5-6. My girl won't like this. Make up chat, they talk in my chest. Come try this, so bless romantic. But deep down, wish you not be doing this. In the patio, I know you feel like we're not, you know. Sure you want to mission impossible. I hope you know. Nobody has to know.
Back on my teeth, gonna stay out. Put down for it, I'm alone. Not pressure me, not pressure me. If not your babe, I want back on my teeth, gonna stay out. Put down for it, I'm alone. Not pressure me, not pressure me. If not your babe, I want melodies, come for me, Jack. Put down for it, my love. Melodies, want for me now. Put down for me, melodies, don't feel it now.
Don't they throw bad vibes? When the money day, that is where I'm at. Any IB, I they play my parts. INDUCTION,
Maestro Sugar.
I let the water touch my knee. Can't let these people get to me. I know you know I never drink. I'm mixing with that NSC. I need my enemies disease. I know they wanna find a crease. God they see in me. Hallelujah. Give me the walk, but it's heavy on my palms. I watch my walk, cause it's heavy on your heart. You hit my line, but I'm talking to my moms. And when it's time, I'll be talking up with God.
when the money day, that is where I'm at. Any IB, I they play my parts. INDUCTION, my gumi, don't you me no fall. No, they throw bad vibes. When the money day, that is where I'm at. Any IB, I they play my parts. INDUCTION, my gumi, don't you me no fall. Me no fall.
Now go dance for you, Michael Jackson. Mama always say, son, have mercy on me. The angels never forsake me. Hallelujah, more any cage. Promise to play my part. Sometimes I pray and fast. 7 days and nights, forever delight. Son of Amdallah. Oh Lord, yeah, you know I was a rasta. Play them Kiga, I'm a logo die. Oh Lord, see my flows fire. No, they throw bad vibes. When the money day, that is where I'm at. Any IB, I they play my part. INDUCTION, my gumi, low junior fall. No, they throw bad vibes. When the money day, that is where I'm at. Any IB, I they play my part. INDUCTION, my gumi, low junior fall. No fall.
I'm leading a life that can clean me from my passion. Burn out this money and live it in my ashes. The Lord is blessing, I'll see if I can match it. If something's coming, I see it through my lashes. Never stopping when the red light flashes. To be real, I'm still eating off my last hit.
Money day, that is where I'm at. Any IB, I they play my parts. INDUCTION, my gumi, low junior no fall.
No, they throw bad vibes. When the money day, that is where I'm at.
Any IB, I they play my parts.
Now which kind life where I never see? I carry God so I fear nothing. Steady increase in the commands. Original no be parody. You know fit clear for your memory. Whether now winter or summer, I did Papa does savannah. Living life, see my fire burning bright within the inside me.
You know you my family now. But touch your mental, we spend quality time. I'll be your defender, oh, when you bend down, oh, I am in jail. Calculate, show to calculate, show you down, calculate money, go accumulate. And I promise to do better, I communicate. If you wanna spend some time, I don't go hesitate. Fuck a music, show my jam music, show me that music, let's make a family. I go be your defender, TB, I fit to give you 10 times, oh. Back and miss it, level till eternity. If we dead down, we can make a family. I go be your defender. TB, happy to give you 10 times. Calculate, multi-calculate. So this one not going manipulate me. I know your efforts not going to change me. So I got to put feelings in order. Suffocate, I'm mad to suffocate. Oh. Say this your life, you want to suffocate me. I'm all your efforts not going to change me. So I got to put feelings in order. I know even like to the top, but you put me for one chance. No be magic, the feeling is constant. So I got to put feelings in order. And you don't even get any choice than to forget all the wrong things. So with you, I want to do all of the bad things. You can imagine. And I know you get the understanding. Fuck a music, show my jam music, show me that music. Let's make a family. I go be your defender. TB, happy to give you 10 times. Yes, sir, baby. Music, but I don't know what he's doing to me.
The way you hold my waist, I like I see they go. Can't dance to save myself, but see outside they roll. Beauty pleasures, I take part in those. Disconnect the internet, sound. Feeling intellectual, and I can't tell you're feeling the pressure, and I can't tell you're feeling the tension. You move your legs like this and that, it can't drive away depression. I can't tell your skill is precious, you can't change the whole direction. You move your legs like this and that, it can't drive away depression. Oh my ways, oh my ways, oh my ways, I like I see they go, baby, I like I see they go.
Body come, my body make a cool my tension. I'ma give me, I don't feel like your body, they call my attention. Big ways, fine face, I no go lie for you, I don't wait for you. I'ma get a dog place for you. Chop life for you.
Yeah. They told me everybody's 15 minutes in a different time zone. And since I have it at the moment, you the one I wanna shine my light on. Get your life, little mama, won't you get your life on? Ain't nothing cooler than the wrong moves when you do them to the right song. Let's shoot this movie and put the shit on repeat. I hope this memories are making you fall asleep. Before we hit the road, put our phones on silent. Nobody's trying to bring sand to the beach. What would it take to change your plans for the weekend? Cause I'm trying to keep it like E. The whole thing, the pre-party, the pre-sex. Then we hit the major league with a Jesus.
I like you, girl, in particular. You in particular. Say, I like your waist in particular. Say, I like you, girl, in particular. Yeah, you in particular. Say, I like your waist in particular.
Thank you so much. So please, for those of us who are outside, can we please come in? We're about to start the panelist session. For those who are outside, I hope you can all hear me. If you are done collecting your tea and your biscuits, please come in. We're about to start the panelist session very quickly. And if you are standing, please kindly sit. Thank you so much.
All right. So right about now, we'll be recognizing the panelists. And I'll be starting with Mr. Mojid Alabi. Mr. Mojid Alabi is the team lead and editor-in-chief at Dev Reporting. He doubles as the chairman of the Education Writers Association of Nigeria and also co-chairs a global body Reporters for Early Age Christian in Humanitarian Crisis, REACH Network, under the supervision of Moving Minds Alliance. Mr. Mojid Alabi holds a BA in English from the Obafemi Awolowo University and a master's certificate in Diplomacy and Strategic Studies, MDDS, from the University of Lagos. Please, let's clap for him. He's a three-time winner of the Nigerian Media Merit Award, NMMA, a two-time winner of the Wole Soyinka Award for Investigative Reporting, two-time winner of the Golden Pen Report of the Year, amongst numerous others. He has participated in different fellowships and training, amongst them which are participant 2025 City Managers Conference at African Cities Reach Consortium, Nairobi, Kenya, participant 2023 Global Investigative Journalism Conference, Gothenburg, Sweden, facilitator 2022 International Conference on Health Reporting, Senegal, and participant International Conference on Education, Dubai, 2020, 2017 Global Investigative Journalism Conference, South Africa, and WHO Fellow at the Road Safety Conference in Brazil in 2015, amongst others. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Mojid Alabi.
Resounding applause, please, everyone.
Please, let's clap for him as he comes up. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. So to our second panelist, the person of Mr. Sunday Oguntola, please a round of applause. Mr. Sunday Oguntola is a distinguished Nigerian journalist, editor, and media mentor whose career spans over 2 decades in the service of truth, excellence, and social impact. He currently serves as an editor with the Nation newspaper, one of Nigeria's leading national dailies, where his insightful analysis and human interest features have consistently shaped public discourse. A passionate advocate for ethical journalism and youth development, Mr. Oguntola has played an instrumental role in nurturing young writers and campus journalists across the country. His enduring commitment to this cause is reflected on the annual Sunday Oguntola Essay Competition. Please, a round of applause. Hosted by the Union of Campus Journalists, University of Ibadan, which continues to inspire a new generation of critical thinkers and storytellers. Beyond the newsroom, he is an author, a mentor, and devoted family man, admired for his humility, integrity, and dedication to excellence. Through his professional contributions and personal mentorship, Mr. Sunday Oguntola stands as a beacon of journalistic integrity and an exemplar of responsible civic engagement in contemporary Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Sunday Oguntola, you're welcome, sir.
While you are still clapping, the next panelist is Faith Omoniyi. And Faith Omoniyi is a media and communication professional with a track record of success on editorial and startup content teams. He has held the career-defining opportunity to tell impactful stories about Africa's burgeoning startup ecosystem and the human impact of technology on the continent for Tech Cabal, Africa's foremost technology publication. While
a round of applause.
Faith led the newsletter team
you are busy with your ends,
and managed the award-winning TC Daily newsletter products, Tech Cabal's largest newsletter platform with over 180,000 subscribers. He currently writes data-driven stories and analysis for Brita, a business intelligence and research platform focused on emerging markets. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Faith Omoniyi.
Thank you very much, sir. And so our fourth and the last panelist, we have the person of Mr. Ifedayo Ogunyemi. I'll be reading a citation now. Mr. Ifedayo Ogunyemi, with over a decade of reporting and communications experience dating back to his undergraduate days, Mr. Ifedayo Ogunyemi is a journalist, an editor, and a media career coach. As an undergraduate, his works were published by over 5 national newspapers, including Guardian, Nigerian Tribune, The Nation, the defunct National Mirror, Nigerian News Direct, and a handful of web-based media platforms. Notable among them are Platform Times, Campus Reporter, and News Digests. He was president of the multiple award-winning press club Mapoli in 2017 and was one of the pioneer national officers of the National Union of Campus Journalists, NUCJ, elected in 2017, where he served as a deputy Senate president. At present, he is a chief correspondent with the Nigeria Tribune, where he manages the features and special report desks of Sunday Tribune. His career covers youth issues, politics, climate change, education, health, media, disabilities, women and girl child issues, among other areas. He has since carried out reporting projects for local and international organizations, including Climate Tracker, UK-based Internews, Paged Initiative, Nigerian Health Watch, Prime Progress, Paradigm Initiative, and the African China Reporting Project, ACRP, hosted at the Journalism Department of the University of the Witwatersrand in Johannesburg, South Africa. His investigation into the violence clashes with characterized Oro Festival celebration and accompanying curfew in Ogun, Oyo, Lagos, Osun states was adjourned runner-up in the Olagunsoye Oyinlola Prize for Culture and Tradition Reporter of the Year category of the Nigerian Media Merit Awards NMMA 2024, among many other recognitions. Mr. Ifedayo was also a 2020 fact-checking fellow with Dubawa, Nigeria's first indigenous fact-checking and verification platform, a 2020 Solutions Journalism Network SJN Mentorship Program graduate, a 2021 Climate Trackers Restoring Africa's Drylands Journalism Fellow, a 2021 Climate Trackers Food Farming and Climate Reporting Fellow, a 2022 Solution Journalism Network SJN LEDE Fellow, a 2022 Data Fight Data and Development Reporting Fellow, Center for Journalism Innovation and Development CJID, and British Center for Investigative Journalism CIJs, 2023 Climate Change in News Media Fellow, and the International Center for Journalists ICFJ, or Code for Africa's Religious Freedom Fellow. Lastly, he is affiliated with Nigeria's fast-growing social hub, Media Consult 1 to 79 Media Consult, which is renowned for consultancy, career development, initiatives, and media training that have involved and impacted thousands of campus and professional journalists across the country and over 22 other African countries. He is a published poet and contributing author. His contribution was published in The Pain, Push, and Pleasure, a compilation of experiences of student journalists across Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ifedayo Ogunyemi. Welcome, sir. So with the same energy, with a resounding applause, we'll be making welcome of the moderator of this panelist session, the person of Fiyinfoluwa Ibrahim. A round of applause for him as he comes forward, please.
DJ, thank you very much. While we are at that, we have to quickly present an award to one of our distinguished guests, one of the members of the FFA Awards, and that is in person of Mr. Dolapo Amusat. Please, let's clap. Mr. Dolapo Amusat is the founder of We Talk Sound Entertainment. Please, let's clap for him as he comes up. Also, let's call on the president of the Union of Campus Journalists, University of Ibadan, as he comes to present the award.
Baby, I I love my life. 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 I love my life.
No, now we don't know where tomorrow might bring, cause the future, the hours away. So me, I live my life today. Me, I live my life today. Yeah, so love me, make me talk what I want for talk. Me have enough to say. So me, I live my life today. Me, I live my life today. So everybody help me sing it out. I love my life.
So I'll be reading the citation of Mr. Dolapo Amusat. Dolapo Amusat is uniquely positioned at the intersection of the creative and tech industries, blending perspectives across multiple fields to drive innovation in Africa's creative economy. He leads We Talk Sound, a 360 creative company providing services to artists, record labels, and brands across the continent and beyond. A round of applause. Thank you. Under his leadership, WTS has become West Africa's largest youth-led creative network, working with artists like Joe Boy, Lode, Victoni, Reminisce, and Tenny, and delivering campaigns for Empire, Sony Music, thank you, Aristocrat Records, and more. Operating through a label and distribution division, a marketing and creative agency, a video production unit, an events arm, and a storytelling team with over 250,000 followers. WTS, a round of applause. Thank you. WTS is recognized as one of West Africa's top names in the brand campaigns, music marketing, and music distribution. Until recently, Dolapo was a product marketing manager at Google, leading Africa-wide creative projects in music, in education, and technology. Thank you very much. Including Rema's historic O2 concert YouTube live stream. Is a professional member of the Grammys Recording Academy and the BET Awards Voting Academy. Recognized among the top 20 under 30 shaping Nigerian music by Pulse Nigeria, and one of the 8 Nigerian music industry insiders to follow by Native Magazine. A round of applause. Dolapo has spoken at Stanford University Graduate School of Business, Inspire Series, MTV-based Entertainment Week Lagos, and the Nollywood Week Film Festival in Paris, with his work featured in Rolling Stone Africa magazine, Punch newspaper, This Day Style magazine, The Guardian Nigeria, and more. As producer of WTS Sounds of Nollywood and documentary series, he has spotlighted Nigeria's top film composers, earning acclaim from OK Africa, This Day, and Zikoko. Finally, he is committed to building sustainable creative infrastructure and amplifying bold African stories for the global stage. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Dolapo Amusat. Thank you very much, sir.
Internationally, waiting this up. When I dey hustle, you dey lick lollipop. Now you dey from Robocop. But now to the reality must come out. Ask them who no know me, Oluwabana. For money flows, one with me, Mr. Lover. I'm okay, match in the backseat, you know how one fellow clapping, what they do wanna see all right. Gonna follow me around my race. If you listen, they're down the crazy. Now they look their face. Right now I don't feel like it. Daddy, daddy, come over here. Mommy, mommy, come over here. Daddy, daddy, come over here. Mommy, mommy, come over here.
Thank you very much, DJ. So now we'll be moving into our panelist session.
Thank you very much, Sarah. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, sirs. It's a pleasure to have you to discuss with you today. It's a privilege we do not take for granted. Thank you very much for being here today. And to the inductees and to everybody present, good afternoon and welcome to this panelist session. Today we'll be discussing about journalism, AI, and how it all works together. The algorithm and the editor, journalism in the age of AI. That's the title of today's panel discussion. The keynote speakers have said quite a lot on journalism, on AI, and how they all intersect together. And I will be diving deeper into asking questions and making us understand exactly how these things should work together. Basically, how many of us use AI? You use it, I'm not saying you use it for a particular job or whatever. You just use AI generally. Can we just, with a show of hands, indicate? You use AI, you use AI. That's quite a number of people that use AI. So now we'll be diving deeper into how journalism and AI work together. And we'll be going directly into our panel discussion. So firstly, I'd like to lay a bit of groundwork, even though our keynote speakers have said a bit. So just to get a perspective of what our keynote speaker thinks about AI, our panelists thinks about AI. So in 2023, a German newspaper called Blind, they cut costs and focused a lot of artificial intelligence on making their things work. And the editor to their employees on June 19 read that the functions of the editor-in-chief, layout artist, proofreader, publisher, and photo editor will no longer exist in the future as we know them today. So to our panelists, do you agree with this? And what do you make of this? The fact that he has said that these positions will no longer exist in the future as we know them today. So we'll start with Mr. Sunday Ogutola with the response.
Okay, thank you so much for having me, and especially for that question. I'm one of those who believe that AI, like every other innovation or invention in life, has its limitation. It has a lot of strength. There's so much to gain. There's so much to benefit when you use AI. But there are also so much AI will not be able to do. I believe that AI will not be able to take over the job of an editor. I don't mean in a music editor, but I mean, for example, the editor of a mainstream media organization, a mainstream newspaper, a mainstream digital operation, a mainstream broadcast organization. We would use AI. We all use AI. We do a lot with AI. But AI will not take over the job of an editor, for example. Because, I mean, I edit every day, and people submit stories to me. I can tell when this is not your story. It's so easy to tell. The language, the tones, the context, the presentation, we easily give you out. When you write a story as a human being, and if you are good with writing story, you know that AI cannot humanize a story. AI will give you the theoretical frameworks. It will give you almost everything that has been written about the story. But then what about what has not been written? AI will not do that for you. You have to look out to go out you have to look out for it as a journalist. AI will not take over the job of a reporter. I mean, something happens in UI, for example. Somebody has to put it on the net for AI to capture it, that this happened on so date. AI will aggregate what has been reported. But AI cannot be an eyewitness to say this is the number of, this is exactly what happened. This is the human angle. This is the human context of what happened. So I believe that AI will remain, or AI has come to stay. It will remain a part of journalism. It's going to get more roles and more landscape in journalism. But AI will never be able to do what a human being can do. Reporting, AI will not be able to do normal street reporting. For those of us who have done reporting before, reporting is different from desktop reporting. Desktop is just looking at what others have written, and then you just piece everything together, and then you have a story. But we are talking about street reporting, getting to the street and getting a story, sitting somewhere and looking at what is happening and doing a story from that context. AI will never be able to do that because it's AI, it's not a human being. And AI will never be able to write a story like a human being because I am human. So when I write this story, I'm going to write in the way it affects me, in the way that it hurts me, or in the way that it sits with me. AI will not be able to do that. So that's not to diminish the role of AI. That's not to say that AI will not be able, but your question is, will AI be able to replace certain media practitioners? I believe no, AI will not be able to replace them, but AI will enhance their performance. AI will ensure that they do a better job. And AI will ensure that what a human being can not do, AI will do it, but AI will not be able to do what a human being can do.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. A round of applause, please. Mr. Mochich, could you please just share your own perspective regarding that statement?
Thank you very much. Thank you to the organizers, and I want to say very sincerely that this is very timely. It is quite important because this is the age where we understand that every one of us, many of you are technology natives, while some of us are technology, what? No, they call us, so we are not natives. These are technology natives. They are born into it. What some of us can do with technology, I think 3, 4, 5-year-olds can actually do better. And I'm going to give an example. I use Magic Remote in my home. The Magic Remote, I don't know how it functions. I'm the one that bought it, but I can tell you that the kids in my home will use the Magic Remote to connect both the DSTV and the TV together. So they use only one remote to connect. So when I'm asking for the second remote, they say, why do you need it? You don't need it again. Yes, but let's be fair. Like Dakwalon Yomi will say, Mr. Dakwalon Yomi is the publisher of Premium Times. And it's somebody who believes in technology so much. And that is why Premium Times Center for Investigative Journalism had to change to Center for Journalism, Innovation and Development, because he believes that innovation is at the heart of journalism. But he also believes that if there's going to be another world war, it may have to be created by AI. And what does he mean? It means that, let's say, I'm giving a practical example here. And what is the example? You have a security architecture that places something on your fence. Probably it's meant to explode when it sees a human being, right? Or when there is a noise, when there is something that tells you that somebody is coming. If it's a human being can be able to tell if what is coming is actually dangerous or not. AI might not be able to detect that. What AI has been programmed to do is that if there is going to be a kind of intrusion, whether it is going to be caused by air, by breeze, by water, the thing will explode. If it explodes, it means that it has not been able to detect whether what is coming is actually human factor there or not. And that is the danger that we are having in the newsroom today. You prompt. Whatever result you get from prompt is from how much you know of what to prompt. You don't know what to prompt when you don't actually know what the subject you want to discuss. Do you understand what I'm saying? When you don't understand the subject that you want to actually research into, then you don't know what to prompt. So the prompt can bring you, and I'm going to give an example. When the immediate past monarch, Kabiyesi Olubadan, died, we prompted AI to give us the current Olubadan. And it was referring to the Oba who died about a month before. It means that if we did not know who Olubadan was at that time, that there was no Olubadan, we would have reported that this is Olubadan. Recently, Voice of Nigeria reported a story and it went viral. I know another major platform also committed the same blunder. What did they do? They had programmed it, report this story. That was before the end of the match. And when it reported, WAFCON, they had thought that Nigeria would lose. And AI had already reported based on what it saw at the moment. But 3, 4, 5 minutes after, something else happened. And what you saw was that probably the person had also concluded that AI will help me to do whatever. They uploaded the report. He went to sleep. And that almost ended that person's career. I'm not sure whether it ended it or whether it has not ended it. But anywhere you see that name today, there is a message that it passes that this person did not know what he's doing. So I'm only saying that the human factor, when doctor was delivering his speech, he mentioned something very concrete. He said the human context is not something that you can take away from the news. It is not possible. We have seen instances that people are going to input things. Once you see, you know. You understand what I'm saying? So in newsrooms today, our new inductees who are coming in, yes, you will be headed by technology, no doubt about that. Technology will help you with speed. Technology will help you. In the past, editors are here. When you want to confirm probably you want to research into a subject. Maybe you want to write about University of Ibadan at 60-something. You want to do a kind of a profile. You need to go back to library to go and research what happened before, what is it now, this and that. But today, technology can help you within the comfort of your room to actually get the information that you need about UI. But that does not mean that you now rely entirely on that whatever that you have been able, every Tom, Dick, and Harry is an author now, especially now that everybody is a journalist. As long as you have 1 gigabyte on your phone, anything that is posted there, that is what AI is able to aggregate and bring to you. So AI, news writing, yes, they can coexist, but it can never take over the roles that editor will play. It can help. And that is why when the first keynote speaker was talking about TVC, why has TVC not replaced all the human factor in their newsroom? It cannot. This AI will not be able to go to the scene of accident to report from the spot. It is not possible. It can read what you have reported. You have written the speech. You have developed the report. But AI is not going to be the one to actually know what you have put there. If you instruct, only AI can be instructed. AI cannot generate what you actually want to generate. Human factor cannot be taken away from the newsroom. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very, very much. So I think now we've established that while AI is important, there's also the similar importance of the human factor. We have to humanize our stories. We have to show that human touch and emotional touch in what we do. But now knowing that, we know AI is also necessary, or it has come to stay, as Mr. Sunday has indicated. So now, as people going into the field, people who might want to be editors-in-chief, proofreaders, and all of that, those positions I listed earlier, Mr. Ifeda, you are a communications professional, you are a career coach. So for those who are going into the field, how do they ensure that they infuse their humanity into artificial intelligence and make sure they make the best of both worlds?
Okay, well, thank you for that. I think one of the key things is that it has been established by multiple speakers here today already, but I just want to reemphasize it. It is actually that whatever you want to do, particularly you want AI to help you with, you can't take away that human factor to give it context. Whatever AI to do, there must be a supervision that must be carried out by a human, as you as a person. So no matter how or whatever information you want to get or generate with AI, you must sit back. But then before you even get to that particular place, you yourself must be learned, just like he said, about that particular subject area. If you are not, then you have, because I've been able to interact with AI on the basis of journalism, on the basis of research writing. One thing about AI is this: if you give it whatever prompts you give to it, and say, okay, give me this particular product. Let's say a research proposal, for instance. Yeah. AI can go to the extent of even generating fake or non-existent articles or journals as references or sources in your particular report. So the key thing is that you yourself must be able to say, fine, Alaye, this is wrong, this is not. Just like he said, how will AI be referencing the late Olubadan as the one who is sitting? And that's because the data that was fed into that particular AI is old, outdated as of that moment, but it has not been replaced. So you yourself must be very versatile in that particular area of whatever research or writing that you want to do to be able to say, okay, fine, irrespective of whatever I do, with AI, I must be able to say, supervise and say, okay, edit certain things out, remove certain things. Yes, AI is very, very good to give you speed, because many reporters on the field, maybe in a day, they write 5 to 10 stories, sometimes 20 stories. Even editors that of online-based platforms, they publish about 50, at least 50 stories per day. So that is how much information that come at them. But then, when you do that on your own, it is more or less like there's a tool, there's a mental tool, there's a writer's block that you usually get. But then with AI, you can actually do it at speed, but then you can't take away that human factor. So as anyone venturing into journalism or writing particularly, as of today, who is interested in incorporating AI into the practice, they must be able to say, fine, get knowledge about that field, about the ethics surrounding that particular field, and then be able to say, okay, fine, I want to supervise or edit this particular output that the AI is giving you.
Thank you very much, sir. A round of applause, please. So, Mr. Faith Omoni, we've discussed about the intersection of AI and journalism. We've talked about ethics and following the ethics of the job. But beyond the ethical practice on the side of journalists, you are a communications professional. And we've cited an example of how, a typical example of how someone went on to publish a story with AI and how false it was. So beyond the personal ethical boundaries that the person would have, do you think we need regulations in guiding how journalists and journalism use artificial intelligence in their works?
Yeah, thank you very much for the question. So yeah, there's a need for regulation about how we go about our jobs. But then it's a two-edged sword, right? If you over-regulate, you tend to stifle innovation. And then if there are no regulations, for example, people just go haywire. Most times I get very worried for fact checkers. Myself, anytime I say anything on social media these days, my first instinct is not that it is true. I just doubt it, because this is the dumbest AI is ever going to be. Like, this is the most primitive AI is ever going to be. In 2023, there was an LLM that showed a popular actor eating spaghetti. It was very wobbly and bad, and people were like, oh, is this the AI that is going to take my job and all of that? And then last year, there was another version, an upgraded version of that video that looked very, very realistic. We saw stuff that Gemini is doing, Google View, where you can generate voices. At this stage, with some work, with some research, you can still tell the difference. But how about in later stages? When we have more advanced version next year? How about when we have very, very realistic videos? What do fact checkers do? So I believe that is where regulation comes in. So I think maybe a collaboration between news outlets and this big tech platform themselves to say maybe when a video is AI generated, is a label on it, because the works of journalists are becoming incredibly difficult to tell apart what is real and what is not real. Yeah.
Thank you very, very much for that answer. Now, I want us to take kind of a descriptive view of how artificial intelligence is used among, should I say, the newer generation. There's this study that MIT did, I think it came out this year, where it compared individuals who use ChatGPT in particular to other groups of people. And I'll just read out the conclusion of that study. It said that ChatGPT users had the lowest brain engagement and consistently underperformed at neural, linguistic, and behavioral levels. And like the quick survey we took now, we saw the number of people who raised up their hand when we mentioned, do they use AI or not? So how, that's to Mr. Sunday Ogutola, so how are we scared of, what is the future of journalism, taking a descriptive view of what is happening now. Is the future of journalism safe, considering the newer generation that is coming up and their use of AI?
Well, it's neither here nor there. I believe that the future will be safe as long as we keep having conversations like this, engaging conversations, as long as we keep having UCJ inductees who are told that they should not believe everything that AI generates for them. They should also, AI must be fast-checked. You don't just believe whatever AI generates and say that's the gospel truth. I believe the future is safe as long as we keep having human interface between, we keep having interface between the humanity and AI in journalism. I also believe that the future will be so jeopardized if we have a lot of people who rely heavily on AI to do everything. I saw that when he was asking about who was the first person who practiced journalism. I noticed that a lot of people were not paying attention. So when he asked the first person, what they did was to just Google it. I saw a few of you try to Google it, and I just laughed. I'm like, that's what AI has done to us. We don't apply ourselves again. We don't apply our senses. We just believe that I'm just a Google away for every question. Once I can Google it, I will have the answer. And the point is, everything you have on the internet, everything that is Google generated, something, and then AI will just come and aggregate what. So somebody would have worked on it, then AI will start aggregating what you already have there. So I think the future, some people have said that there will be no newspaper in the next 20 years. There will be no a newspaper in the next 30 years. I beg to disagree. There will always be newspaper. It may not be on the current scale. I have a 15-year-old, and then unlike people of his generation, whenever I bring home the newspaper every evening, every night, he picks my copies and he reads. And I'm like, oh, that's it. They say that people don't read newspapers again. But interns in my office, when I put copies of our newspaper on the table, they don't touch it. They just walk past. So, and when I ask them, why are you not interacting with the newspaper? They are like, oh, I have it on my phone, I can get it. And for someone of my own generation, I always tell them, there is an affinity between you and the newspaper. It's like if you are a coffee drinker, if you are a coffee addict, whenever you smell it, it raises something in you. So for me, I think the future is neither safe nor jeopardized. The future is what we want to make it of. But as long as we keep having training and we keep telling people that you cannot trust AI, and I'll give you a very good example of what happened to us recently in the newsroom. I asked somebody to do a story, and the person did the story. And the person came up with a stat that I knew was obsolete. So I just told the person, you didn't do what I asked you to do. The person was like, no, I did it. I'm like, okay. I just went to the same source where he got the stat from. I said, this is where you got it from. That's not the current stat. The current stat will be based on if you know what happened in the past. You will be able to tell if this is still current or not. So as long as we keep having that fast-checking element of journalism, you don't believe everything you hear. And as long as you keep doubting everything you see on the social media, you will know that. For example, when we had the new INEC chairman, Amuk Biton, people came up with the theory that he worked with the APC Presidential Council. He was part of the election petition. And I knew that he wasn't, because I read the news during those periods. I knew a few of the lawyers who were part of the legal team. I knew he was not part of it. And then when people came up with that theory, a lot of people went to the media and said, oh, look at who they have appointed. This person has affinity with you. And it turned out that it wasn't the case. So we have to believe that people will always want to inject negativity, inject their own perspective into news. But as long as we have people who are cross-checking, the future is secure. But once people let down their guard, then the future becomes endangered. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Mr. Mujid, you've spent quite a lot of your career on development reporting at Premium Times and now at Dev Reporting. And we've highlighted to some points the dangers that using artificial intelligence without fact-checking can cause. But given that that still occurs, in your work with in development reporting, you are concerned about education and development of the nation as a whole. How do you see AI, if not properly regulated, if not properly managed, undermining the work you are doing in terms of development and the development of the whole nation as a whole?
Yeah, thank you very much. It is not just AI regulation that is important. Journalism regulation is also very important. I mentioned something earlier. Everybody in Nigeria today is a journalist. Welcome, sir. Everybody in Nigeria today is a journalist. Only that when we talk about regulation, we are always very careful. And I'm happy we have the Lagos State Commissioner for Information here. Thank you so much for coming, sir. Thank you, sir. We are always being very careful in order not to enter censorship. But when we talk about censorship, we are not, our minds usually go to the government censoring us. Not even minding the fact that certain things that go out are complete falsehood. So, we have always been advocating, and that's a challenge to those before us who are here, that there is a responsibility. At a forum on Wednesday, where the Civic Innovation Center launched Tori AI, I was also a panelist. And what did we discuss? We realized that beyond regulating AI and its use, the media itself must be able to come up with certain regulations. Because today, you see a lot of things that are going out. I cannot imagine, beyond the use of AI or the use of, there is this notion about journalism today, that because you are a journalist, you are bigger than the world. And you can imagine somebody who is a journalist telling a minister to keep quiet on a show. Is that about AI? It is because the job itself is not self-regulated. And because the simple question is that there is free entry and free exit. Every Tom, Dick, and Harry, a carpenter tomorrow can drop his hammer and chisel and become a journalist. But if it happens in medicine, I always say it, our fear is that we must protect medical practice because it can lead to death. But the death that we can record in poor journalism is higher than what a medical doctor can record if a medical doctor is not lettered. And I will give an example. Sometimes ago, the registrar of NECO died. When the registrar of NECO, Obioma, when he died, I think that was about 2 or 3 years ago. As soon as the man died, 3 days before, Ahmed Gulag died in Imo State. He was assassinated. Obioma, Professor Obioma, the registrar of NECO, is from Abia State. No, I think Abia State. But he died in Niger State, where NECO is headquartered. But because journalists never bothered to query it, why did this man die? His wife, who was in Abuja, just said, my husband was assassinated. And the next thing was that the media picked it, and they said the man was assassinated. And because the media picked it, There was the noise of reprisal attack. Because Amegulag died in Imo, was assassinated. They thought the Northerners had also killed an Easterner. And that was what even major platforms picked. We knew the platform that actually started it. But because some of us who were working on the travails of this man earlier knew what transpired, we had to now ask further, what happened? It was until we were able to report clearly that this man died in his bedroom. We knew how he died. He had actually even confided in some people what he would do if certain things had gone, because he was almost at the point of being removed. But because people didn't have this context, everybody went with the news that he was assassinated, and that almost led to crisis. So if at this time there is no that punishment, so we saw a big platform, the next thing they did was that they just brought it down. No, they didn't even bring it down. They only edited without giving any notes. So that accountability on the part of journalism is already a threat, because journalists are no longer accountable. Once you report, whether factual or not, we move on to the next level. That's number one problem. So if you are not talking about AI now being regulated, we need to first of all regulate journalism as a profession. I am not saying people must go to journalism school to become journalists. I don't believe in that. But if you must practice, there should be certain ethical standards that must be put in place. Then you go into the use of AI. AI not just for journalism, even AI in the use of tools for war. Because whether you like it today, somebody can control something from here and it will happen. We saw what happened between Israel and Palestine. Exactly. We are seeing what is happening between Russia and Ukraine. So the ethical use of AI must be put in place. In schools now, they will have a way of checking whether you deploy AI. They are going to tell you that if you pass beyond 30% of AI use, then you are going to be penalized. Even when you write on your own today, AI cannot also detect that your work is 90 or 100% original. It will still tell you that you use AI. So, we will advise. We have law is not the problem in Nigeria. There are actually laws in place. But implementation, you have NITDA, you have NCC, you have Broadcasting Organization of Nigeria, you have a whole lot of regulatory organizations. They need to come together to actually define ethics, define codes, and codify them to be able to guide the use in order not to land us in bigger trouble. Thank you so much.
Thank you very, very much for that answer, sir. Thank you very much. I would really love to continue this conversation, and I know a lot of us are learning quite a lot. And the last point you made is something that applies to us generally as journalists, regulating what we do and being conscious that we have a responsibility to society. But just to wrap up, this will go to Mr. Ifedayo and Mr. Faith, just in 30 seconds. Can you tell us what, I'm sure a lot of newsrooms, or should I call them newsrooms, yes, here on campus today would like to incorporate artificial intelligence ethically in their work to make things faster and to make things smoother. So how does an ethically powered newsroom look like? An artificially empowered newsroom look like? Just in 30 seconds.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of tools, there are a lot of AI tools that we have in circulation that can actually help you to automate journalism to some extent, not in fully, not in the full spectrum of it. But then some of these tools must be done in moderation, like we've already established. So if you are looking at an ethical newsroom, using AI, the newsroom itself must first be ethical. So whatever innovation that you are bringing through AI, probably transcription of audio or audio recording or whatever, it can be done within the ambit of that particular provision of ethical journalism.
Thank you very much, sir. Mr. Faith, please.
Okay, so I'll just give a case study of what we did at Tech About while I was there. So, every newsroom has like editorial guidelines. You have things that guardrails about what you write. So sometimes when you write a story, so we have like a 5-star framework. 1 star is the story is garbage, 2 stars it can harm others, 3 stars is just good enough, then 4 stars okay, this story is very good, and 5 star like that. So what we did is we put in our editorial guideline into an LLM, ChatGPT or Perplexity,
And then when you finish, we don't write stories with AI, right? When you finish writing your story, you then put it inside. You say, does this story adhere with our editorial guidelines? Does it follow all of our principles? And then the AI tells you, oh, in this place, you don't have the voices of the third party, or you didn't quote this person very well. So the AI tells you what to do. And I've also spoken with journalists, maybe at Bloomberg and all of that. The way they use AI is, so, Bloomberg is a wire, the terminal, they're very, very fast. So once they see maybe a transaction has gone through their terminal or something instant has happened, they just write the headline. They put it into their chat bots. They post it. And then they can write the lead as well. And then they keep updating. If they add anything, you see at the bottom of Bloomberg, you say, we added comments from so and so in the 4th paragraph. And another thing and Tech Points, for example, also uses AI to write news. But then you sit at the top, like the other person was saying that if you're an AI share by line, put it there by AI. So Tech Points News, they'll say, this news is by Point AI. One last thing I just want to share with us that we're just going into the journalism field is that I would not advise that you start with ChatGPT early on. I know as a writer or as a creative, you need to first flush out all the bad sense in your system. And when you write, if you ask my seasoned colleagues, when you write consistently, you flush out all the bad sentences or the bad structure. So take out your time, write on your own. Of course, you can share your stuff with senior colleagues, but don't rely too much on ChatGPT at this stage. Write out, because of course we want to be like somebody. We want to be somebody who has a voice of his own. And if you don't practice consistently, you won't have that voice where they can say, oh, this is, Shile wrote this, or Tokwe wrote this, when you practice consistently. But when you do it with AI, it lacks that flavor. It lacks that originality. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you very, very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, Mr. Fitz. Thank you, Mr. Sunday Okutola. Thank you, Mr. Moji. Thank you, Mr. Alfredayo. I'm sure everybody has learned a lot. If you learned a lot, please, a round of applause for them. A resounding round of applause for them. Thank you very much for taking your time and empowering us with knowledge about the use of artificial intelligence in making good contributions to societal development. Thank you very much, sir. It's been a privilege. Thank you.
Sorry. Let's call upon the President of the Union and the other executives to come forward to take pictures with the panelists. Please clap for them as they come forward.
Waiting this up, when I also you they lick lollipop. Now you they from Robocar, when I to the reality must come out.
Mr. Shile Moboluwarin Tolu, we are waiting for you. Where is Moboluwarin?
Blackberry pinky. I want to Darubo, they say, what are you singing? I'm a lati ewedu. Enemies we fend won't me but one able. You shomo kekere won't me trade you. My guy, you know send whether you like me or not. If you don't like me, my brother no be by force. Gone are those days with the ready same plus. Home down that plus my message the job.
Please let's give them a round of applause as they go back to their seats. DJ, please let's give a round of applause for that session that we just heard. It was a very, very wonderful one. Yeah. While we are recognizing the panelist session, we would also want to recognize the presence of some of our guests that have just stepped in. We want to recognize the presence of Mr. Agbenga Omotosho. He is a veteran
Applause,
columnist,
please. A round of applause.
former
and a
editor of
sounding
the
applause.
Nation newspaper, and the current commissioner for information and strategy, Lagos State, under the leadership of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu. Please, let's give him a round of applause.
You're welcome, sir.
You're welcome, sir.
It's an honor to have you here, sir.
In recognition of the intellectual contribution of Mr. Sunday Oguntola to the panel session, we would like to present you this plaque. Thank you so much for coming down.
Please put your hands together.
Mr. Ifedayo Ogunyemi. All right. DJ, Mr. Mojid Alabi. Thank you so much for joining us, sir.
Competition for my lady. Oh no, cause she get everything where I need in a woman and more. My lady, if you see my lady, oh, it's not no one. You go know say people fine. You go know say God design in a LLA. Oh, na LLA. Oh, she na yansho, he like mattress. She na peso, he like actress. I say nobody fi contest you. Oh, my baby, oh. She na yansho, she na peso, she na westo, na no be meto.
All right, Mr. Fitzomoni.
Make you live the story. My look on a mommy, cause you see me stony. You wash out my woman. Emotion joy, you wash out my woman. Only problem, you will allow me.
Thank you very much, DJ. So very quickly before we move to the next session, we want to do a little exercise with our soon-to-be inductees. So I need just 3 volunteers. If you don't volunteer yourself, I'll pick you out. So I just need you to tell us 2 things you learned from the panelist session. Just 3 volunteers. Okay, I have 1 person. Please on your seat, stand on your feet. Please, a round of applause for him. 2 more people, 2 more volunteers. Okay, hold on.
Mr. Ifedayo Ogunyemi, thank you so much for joining.
Thank you so much, DJ. So we have our volunteer here. No one wants to volunteer. Okay. I just need 1 more person, sorry. So we have 2 volunteers. Please, can you be on your seat? A round of applause for her, please. So just 2 lessons you learned from the panelist session, just to very quickly.
One of the things I learned from the panelist session was from the speech of Mr. Mojid Alabi. Okay. He said that we don't need, not only that we are going to regulate AI, we also need to regulate the media. And also, from the discussion of Mr. Oguntola, he said that we need to have these conversations often so that campus journalists can know what they are into with the use of AI. Thank you.
Thank you so much. A round of applause for him, please. So to the second volunteer, very quickly.
So in general, what I learned was that if you are not wise and if you do not decide to use your God-given gift, which is your brain, AI can ruin you. That's the first thing. And then the second thing is if used properly, with your brain, of course, you can eventually become among the next people to evolve in this media space.
Thank you so much. A round of applause for them. Thank you very much. So for me, I would say one thing I learned from the session, just like she said, no matter, given the fact that, I mean, we have AI, I mean, it's everywhere, you should make sure that your credibility still stands. I mean, you should still be credible as campus journalists and of course, as journalists, you should be credible. Even though AI would, give you the information you need, don't just bank on AI. Like, seek for credibility. So thank you very much. So very quickly now, I would like to present, with my co-host, of course, this FFA, the final nominees, awardees for the famous 5 awards, the person of Ambassador Taiwo Ailokweme. Please, a round of applause. And Mr. Seun Fakorede. So I'll be reading the citation of Ambassador Taiwo Ailokweme. Ambassador Taiwo is a distinguished Nigerian-American-born diplomat, humanitarian, and entrepreneur whose life's work beautifully intertwines service, leadership, and innovation. With over 15 years of impactful experience spanning volunteering, diplomacy, journalism, and humanitarian development, Taiwo has consistently demonstrated an unwavering commitment to uplifting others and creating meaningful change across communities.
Please, let's put our hands together.
Thank you very much. Taiwo's journey into service began at a remarkable young age. In 2007, he served as a peer educator with the Dorcas Eunice Foundation in Lagos, where he dedicated his time to supporting underprivileged individuals within his local community. And by 2009, his passion for public actively participated in numerous youth-focused organizations. Between 2015 and 2017, he was a member of the Building Nations Initiative in Ibadan. And from 2015 to 2020, of course, he contributed to the Young African Diplomats Network, fostering leadership and civic engagement among young Africans. While at the University of Ibadan, Taiwo refined his communication and research skills as a member of the Union of Campus Journalists, a platform devoted to nurturing intellectual growth and responsible journalism among students. Taiwo's dedication to leadership and diplomacy found expression through his involvement with the All Nigeria United Nations Students and Youth Association, ANUNSA, where he participated in United Nations events, development projects, and youth training programs. His outstanding contributions earned him recognition as an ambassador of the World Federation of United Nations Association in New York from 2018 to 2019, a role through which he further championed international cooperation and youth development. And in October 2019, Taiwo expanded his impact into the business world by founding Culture Restaurant in Houston, Texas, a thriving enterprise that celebrates African heritage through cuisine and culture. He also serves as the creative director of NIP Media, a dynamic digital marketing company led by young professionals, and the founder of Overland Global Logistics, a US-based firm specializing in global logistics and management. Taiwo's academic achievements reflect his dedication to lifelong learning. He holds a bachelor's degree in public administration from the University of Applied Science and Management, Benin Republic, and a BSc in psychology from the University of Ibadan. He also earned an associate degree in medical billing and coding from the Fortis College and Institute, Austin, and a Master of Business Administration, MBA in marketing from American Intercontinental University, Austin. Currently, he is pursuing a doctorate in management, that is a PhD in organizational development and change at Colorado Technical University. And Taiwo is the founder of the Erin Foundation, a humanitarian organization devoted to improving lives through education, empowerment, and community development. A round of applause. And lastly, his life's work embodies the timeless question posed by Martin Luther King Jr., which says, life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? For Taiwo Ailogweme, the answer is clear. He lives to serve, he lives to lead, and he lives to inspire others to do the same. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Ambassador Taiwo Ailogweme.
Moving on to the next awardee, Dr. Shion Fakorede. He is a distinguished leader, entrepreneur, and nation builder. He made history in Nigeria's political landscape in 2019 with his appointment as the youngest commissioner in Nigeria, as the Honorable Commissioner for Youth and Sports, Oyo State, Nigeria. His outstanding performance in the office led to his current appointment as the Executive Advisor on Youth and Sports to the Oyo State Governor. A United Nations Ambassador for Peace, he is the visionary founder of Home Advantage Africa, a non-profit organization committed to driving social development and youth empowerment advocacy. Noteworthy among his many achievements and global affiliations include Network of Young Decision Makers by Club de Madrid, the prestigious Politician of the Year Award 2022 from One Young World, and the esteemed Future Awards Africa Prize for Governance in 2020. He holds the coveted royal title of Irawo Oodua of Yoruba land, and also received the Royal African Young Leadership Award from both the Oni of Ife, His Royal Majesty, and Oba Adeyeye Enitan Ogunwusi Ojaja II. Dr. Fakorede is devoted to guiding the African youth as key architect of the future. His mission is to foster leadership development and accountability amongst millennials, underscored by his initiatives such as seminars, conferences, and consultancy services. Professionally, Dr. Fakorede is a registered engineer, entrepreneur, and consultant. He holds an honorary degree of philosophy in public administration and a fellowship with the Institute of Entrepreneurship Management and Human Resources Development, Nigeria. He is deeply invested in grassroots community development and advocacy in Nigeria, exemplified through his non-profit Home Advantage Africa, which aligns with Sustainable Development Goals 2, 4, 5, and 8, emphasizing his early engagement of young leaders in social entrepreneurship, governance, and politics. Dr. Fakorede's profound commitment lies in effective socio-economic transformation through sustainable development and leadership, and evidenced by his unwavering dedication to youth empowerment, good governance, and nation building. Aside nation building, he engages in intellectual pursuits, gastronomic exploration, and global travel, driven by his passion for Africa and her intercontinental networking potential. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Shion Fakorede,
who is represented by Mr. Toby Ogubanjo.
You want my flavi, cover with the blood every part of me. Seravi, mama mia, school, Otavi, Nalo, Benami, show. And I'm still asking you for more, cause we've only begun, we're moving on. And the moment you call, I'm sure you know. If you want to see Joe Biden, then it's better you're darling. Merci beaucoup, I'm buying whatever you're selling.
you so much, DJ. So before we move on to the award for the best inductee and most energetic inductee, we'll be doing a very quick, no exercise now, a very quick game with you guys that are soon to be inductees. I mean, you guys should give yourself a round of applause now. It's not easy. So now I'll be needing just 4 volunteers. I won't tell you what you have to do, but I just need 4 volunteers very quickly. 4 volunteers. Oh, wow. A round of applause for him. Thank you. Thank you for volunteering again. Another person, 3 more people. Okay, thank you. Where are the ladies? I mean, okay, thank you. 1 more person. Okay, thank you. Please, can you guys come forward? A round of applause for them as they come forward. Please, a round of applause for them as they come forward. Keep clapping now. Okay, so now the instruction. The game instruction is very clear. So you came from which row? The first row, right? What about you? The second row. Second. Okay, we need somebody from the third row. Sorry, can you go back to your seat? Thank you. A round of applause for her. She goes back, please. Someone from the third row. Okay, can we have you? Please, can you come forward? Yes. A round of applause for her, please. What row? 5th row. Okay, we need 1 more person from the 4th row, very quickly. From the 4th row. Please, can you come forward? Yes. Please, a round of applause for her. She comes forward. Please, let's keep clapping. Let's keep clapping.
There is somebody from Indie Press here. Is going to win, don't worry.
And God should catch you, favor. Is anyone from Indie Press here?
Indie Press are winners.
Go back. We are from which row? No. Go. Which row? Second row. Second row, do you guys want him to be your representative? Do you guys want him to be... okay, but I'm very sure you're not going to win this. So the game is very, very simple. So you are going to... it's just like a mime game, mime and gesture. So you are going to demonstrate something, and someone from your row, anybody from your row, would just say it. You can demonstrate an aeroplane, or a cat, or a dog. So whichever row that wins. So we're starting with the first row. And here we have the first. Did you hear the instructions? Okay, yeah. So you're not allowed to talk. So you're demonstrating. You're not talking. You're only moving. The least you can do is just move your body and just demonstrate it. You're not. If you talk, you are disqualified. Please talk so that you go and sit down. I don't like. I mean, no shades in the press, but then. Okay, so what you'll be demonstrating. So first row, pay attention to him. Just first row, please. If you are not sitting there, don't say anything. First row. Okay. I love the energy. Most energetic. You guys should help him out now. Nothing is coming to your mind. Try. His time is going. Do you want to say something? Okay, can you come down and tell them? I think. So can you tell them what it is?
Clown.
A clown. So I think you should have done this. That would have been better. But a round of applause for him, please. Okay, please, can you guys, you can go back. All of you should go back, but we'll call on you again. Very quickly. Thank you so much. A round of applause.
Let's give them a round of applause as they go back to their seats.
Wow.
Moving on, we would be recognizing the winners of 2 awards, which mark the highlight of every induction service UCJ holds, right? And before we call the nominees for the award, we have to recognize Ambassador Taiwo Aligweme, who has been a staunch
Please, a round of applause for Ambassador
supporter
Taiwo.
of this award.
Aligweme.
He is the sponsor of these awards, right? Next up, I'll be calling the nominees for the awards, and if you are just there, you can just wave. You don't have to stand up. Adebi Emmanuel, Zik Press. Please give him a round of applause. Oluwaferomi Omobobola, Atlas Press. Nelson Gloria, UMSA Press. Joshua Oyetoro, Afas Press. Aminat Yusuf, UMSA Press. David Omoya Jowo, Kuti Press. Idowu Deborah, Assessor Press. These are the nominees for the best inductee. All right, so I'll be calling the winner of the award for
DJ, can you give
the
us that
best
sound?
inductee.
DJ, we need that sound, please.
Who do you think will win it? I think it's somebody from Indie Press.
There's no indie press here. I mean, are you sleeping?
I'm from Indie Press now.
There's no indie press here.
I'm
It
from
shows you guys are past.
I skipped one name. Favor Bamjoko, Indie Press. Thank you very much. All right. So the winner for the award for
DJ,
best
can we have the sound?
inductee
Wait
is.
now. The tension has to be there. DJ. That's it. And the winner.
And the winner is Nelson Gloria, UMSA Press. I'm also from UMSA Press, guys. Come forward.
So very quickly, can we have the commissioner join us on stage representing the awards, sir? Please a round of applause for the honorable commissioner. Thank you so much, sir.
UMSA Press.
Man getting high till I fade out. Keep the vibe no pure on my way out. Hula balu, anytime we step out. The men them outside, we know they house. No they look for us, we know they house. So they see the mullah, we don't spray out. Thank God, say the maga don't pay out. Okay, see.
It's an honor to be here. But before I say something, when we call on the most energetic press best inductee, I will say something. But I would like to honor our father here, the Commissioner of Information, to say something. So, thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, and good afternoon, everyone. It's my pleasure to be here this afternoon. I have one or two things to say about our profession, but that I will not press now. I would like to say it at another time, because time is fast spent and we have passed that particular item. I enjoyed the panel section, highly stimulating intellectually and very exciting. And now coming to this Best Inductee Award. Well, Nelson Gloria Unoza, this shows that you've really done a lot to be able to deserve this and to actually in reality be standing here to collect it. I would like to advise you to continue to do well, because it's a reward for hard work. We usually say where I work that the reward for hard work is more work. So you try to do more work and you will see the results. Congratulations.
I'm ahead of them, I see what you. I'm a fucking baller, you got only me. No man fit talk shit to me. Me know me, you go collect oh. See, I'm on a me, the leader, she what you. I'm a fucking baller, you got only me. No man fit talk shit to me. Me know me, you go collect oh. Cheers to my friends and click. When I call them, I all pulling up. We strapped up with the guns and the swords and things. Bring hell to anybody who try to test me. I'm your dad, I'm your uncle, I'm your popsy. I be old man, no go, they call me Gen Z. Brother C, steady giving them the multi love God.
DJ, thank you.
So that award for the best inductee, aside the award she got, it came along with a cash prize of 100K. Please a round of applause. 100,000, wow.
The account number is 216145.
Please, to the
UBA.
next one. Most energetic inductee, please.
All right, so the winner for the award for the most energetic inductee goes to...
Wait. DJ, the effect, please.
I think it's somebody from Love Press. DJ.
And this person will be going home with a whooping sum. DJ, wait. With a whooping sum of, where is the excitement?
Don't say, tell me in my ear.
Of course, 400,000 naira. Please, a round of applause. And the winner for the most energetic inductee goes to no other person than Oyetoro Joshua from Alpha's Press. Wow. I'm a proud Alpha Sites member. I mean, Alpha's Press. Where are we? Where's in the press? Where's Law Press?
All right.
DJ, thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, and fellow member of the Union of Campus Journalists. I'm happy to be here this afternoon. I wasn't planning to come to Nigeria as soon as possible like this. But as soon as I got the dates from the president, I had to change my ticket to come down to Nigeria. For the past 3 weeks, I've been traveling, and I've been to like 8 to 9 countries for the past 3 weeks. As far to Asia, down to Asia, to Japan, about 15 hours to the US, and back to Europe, it's about 16 hours. And I was in Europe, like I've been to like different countries for the past 3 weeks. And it's an honor because this is an award. I was the first recipient of this award. And the first time I got this award, it was based on the fact I was in a committee on the Union of Campus Journalists, and I didn't receive any reward, just a paper saying that I got an award. And I said it to myself then that once God blesses me, I will be sponsoring this award. I'm not going to just waste our time, but I would like to say this. You are going into Union of Campus Journalists. Give it all. UCJ changed my life. I know what I'm saying. It's not just the monetary aspect, but gave me the platform, gave me the zeal to become who I am today. And I can talk to anyone in the world. I've met with people of high ranking, and I've interacted with them. I was on my flight from London to Nigeria, and I met someone, a very respected person. The funniest part, this man was an old man. He was the one that approached me first. And I said to myself, I would have approached this man first. Why? Because I don't know who he is. You don't know who you're going to meet tomorrow. Build a relationship now. Interact with your people, your fellow members. And this award is not stopping here. The price keep going up. Last year price is not this price. Tell people to join UCJ. Let them come and enjoy the knowledge that we have in UCJ. The knowledge that we have in UCJ. Next year price is going to be $500,000 naira. It's going to be $500,000 naira. The following year will be 600,000 naira. It's increasing every year. So let's give it all at the Union of Campus Journalists. And I didn't know I'm going to meet someone I respected. This is the first time I'm going to interact with him. He's someone that we used to look up to on campus when I was at the University of Ibadan, in person of Professor EGBOKHARE. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. He has been there for us at the Union of Campus Journalists way back on campus. Daddy, God bless you. God bless you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Give it all at the Union of Campus Journalists. I was at Kutio, because I'm a Kutite, all of great men. I was there this morning, and I spoke to the executive members this morning. Please, I'm a young person, but UI has opened a lot of channels for me. not just University of Ibadan, but in UI, you can be somebody. Believe me, I was born without nothing. I was there at the freshers block. I was telling them I slept on the floor without bed. Now, I can buy a lot of bed for people. Reason being that UI gave me that platform. Congratulations. This is just the beginning. Congratulations. Thank you so much. I would like to present this award to the most energetic inductee award, so presented to Oyetoro Joshua. Congratulations. I would like Professor to join us, sir. Please, sir. This award really means a lot to me, so that's why. Yeah, thank you.
Please, let's give them a round of applause as they go back to their seat.
And congratulations to the winner for the most energetic inductee. Congratulations to you.
All right. DJ, thank you.
Thank you, DJ.
Right, yeah, so coming into this event, we are told that it's a it's a 5-in-1 event, and one of the items on the list is the pressure.
So now we'll be moving on to
Is the Professor
debate.
Francis EGBOKHARE Inter-LPO Debate Competitions Finals, and it's a segment I've been looking forward to because I also participated in the preliminary rounds for Indie Press, and right now we'll be having the finals, and to usher us into that and lead us through, we'll be calling on the former editor-in-chief of UMSA Press in person of John Eriomola.
Please, a round of applause for him as he comes forward.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you very much to everyone that has stayed with us. So we're moving into the Professor Francis EGBOKHARE Inter-LPO Debate Finals. But before we move into the finals proper, just a very small background. This is the second edition, and like the title implies, it's sponsored by the very wonderful and amazing Professor Francis EGBOKHARE. Please, a round of applause for him. A round of applause. There isn't so much support that goes into discourse of this sort on campus, and to have an individual willing to support year after year, and also not just support, but also be interested in the content, what is being debated, means a lot. So yes, the preliminary rounds, we had the faculty section, we had the hall section. In the faculty section, 4 faculties competed in preliminary rounds, and 2 made it to the finals. That is, we have clinical sciences press and agro press, while in the hall category, we had 3 constituencies as well. Indie Press and Zig Press made it to the final. Topics debated at the preliminary rounds had to do with ethics, also had to do with sports. Now, for the finals proper, we'll be having a presidential debate style, which we're familiar with. The judges will explain that proper, so I'll just call on the judges now. So the first judge for today, the chief judge for today, you know her as the president of the Obafemi Awolowo Hall. You know her as the winner of the Amnesty International InterVarsity Debates. You know her as the finalist at Jowo Rise of Legends, and also as the best speaker in the preliminary faculty rounds of Jowo 2025. With no further ado, let's make welcome the chief judge for today, Miss Goodluck Akinlawo. A round of applause for her, please. All right, now we'll be calling on the next judge, the president of the Faculty of Arts, Literature and Debating Society. Also, laurels include Best Speaker Award, Jowo Rise of Legends. Best Speaker Award at the Round of 10, Jowo Rise of Legends. Representative at the All Nigerian University Debate Championship for the University of Ibadan, winner of the lead sitting diversity debate, among others. Let's welcome Ms. Sakina Karim. Please, a round of applause for our judges. Our third judge for today, you know him as the General. Of course, the Sultan Bello Hall Literary Debate Society is quite different from other halls in that other halls have presidents, while Bello has General. So the General of the Sultan Bello Hall Literary Debate Society, reigning Armory Awards champion, best speaker at the first leg of Jowo 2025, immediate past literary head of the Literary Debate Society, University of Ibadan, a renowned poet. Let's make welcome Mr. Ajayi Muiz Okoyemi. A round of applause for him, please. A round of applause for him as he makes his way to the stage. All right. So, we are going to begin with the hall category, and for the hall category, the topics have been selected specifically. They have to do with journalism, of course, because this is an event that has to do with campus journalists. In the hall category, we'll be debating the topic citizen journalism has done more harm than good to the African media ecosystem. After, I will call on the Chief Judge to explain the modalities, but just before then, to call on the speakers for this category. So we have the speakers from Zik Press, Oluwagbenga Kolawole and Oloyede David. A round of applause for them. And the speakers for Indie Press, we have Ochi Madwa Buchi and Femi Adeni Joshua. A round of applause. All right, so right about now, I'll be calling on the Chief Judge, Ms. Goodluck Akinlawo, to explain the modalities, just to explain what format the debate will proceed in, what they will be scored on, participants will be scored on, basically. Please just welcome a round of applause for her as she makes her way to the stage.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. All right, good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, distinguished guests. So yes, on to the modalities of today's debate. We have 2 speakers per round or per hall and faculty. So we're going to be judged on delivery. That's 20 marks, the delivery of your speech. You're also going to be judged on content and facts. That takes 30 marks. So how sound and solid your content is and how well you're able to back them up with credible facts. That's 30 marks. Then your persuasiveness, how well you are able to convince us of your stance. That takes 10 marks. And your refutation, your ability to anticipate your opponent's point and to refute them on the spot, that also takes 10 marks. And then your timing is 5 marks. Your timing is 5 minutes for the first speaker, 3 minutes for the second speaker. And I'll just mention the time. All right, so each person would have 5 seconds on or before or after. So meaning that you are permitted to, for the 5-minute speaker, you can end your speech anything from 4:55 to 3:05. So for every 5 seconds that you use, from 3:06, you lose 1 mark, then 3:10, you lose another mark, and like that. So then your appearance is 5 marks. Structure and organization is 10 marks. That is the structure and organization of your speech. Then your logic, how logical your points are, is 10 marks, and that makes a total of 100 marks. So may the best hall and faculty win. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So let's welcome on stage the speakers for this whole round. From Zik Press again, Oluwagbenga Kolawole and Oloyede David.
like was said earlier, at the 4-minute mark for the 5-minute speakers, you hear the bell. And at the 5-minute mark, you hear it twice. Same thing for the 3-minute speakers. At the 2-minute mark, you hear it once. At the 3-minute mark, you hear it twice. Are we good? All right, thank you very much.
When a ship is sinking, everyone grabs a bucket. And today, that ship is the African media ecosystem. And citizen journalism, defined by Britannica, are journalism carried out by people who are not professional journalists, but who disseminate information through websites, blogs, and social media. It's not the rescue option that my opponents will claim it to be today. Rather, it's the force that has punched holes in our ship. Let me show you the damage. The first hole, law and accountability. Traditional journalism operates within a framework. When the Daily Maverick from South Africa publishes a story, it has editors that can be sued, and a professional board that sanctions misconduct. This is not just bureaucracy. It's the framework that grounds trust. Citizen journalism exists in a legal vacuum. When a viral story from Nairobi encourages ethnic hatred, who is held accountable? The damage is done. The post is shared 10,000 times, and the citizen journalist moves on. Traditional media houses have something at stake. Citizen journalists often don't. Rather, they have everything to gain in virality. And in this asymmetry lies the first hole in our hole. My opponent may come here to say that citizen journalism helps to hold power accountable when traditional media organizations fail. And this is true. But it is important for them to recognize that when accountability is without responsibility, it becomes vigilantism. And vigilantism corrodes the rule of law. The second hole, economics and institutional collapse. Traditional media is expensive. Investigative journalism costs money. Legal fees, editors, fact checkers, these are all funded by advertising. And advertising follows attention. And attention has shifted to the infinite scroll of user-generated content. Enter citizen journalism. Free content, everywhere, all the time. Why would a publisher pay premium prices for a well-written investigative piece when they can get more views from a viral Twitter thread? Quality journalism requires investment. Investigation requires time. But in a media ecosystem where citizen journalism has trained audiences to expect everything for free and to expect it now, this business model for sustainable journalism breaks down. Professional journalists are forced to lower the quality of the articles in order to keep up with the breakneck speed of low-quality citizen journalism, as shown in a 2023 paper titled The Exploration of the Impact of Citizen Journalism on Traditional Journalism in Lesotho. My opponents may celebrate the democratization of news in Africa. However, this is a democratization of news, of journalism in form and not in substance. This is the second hole, and the water is rising. The third hole, misinformation and the dilution of democratic power. In 2023 Nigerian election, the Center for Democracy and Development recorded dozens of electoral misinformation in just 4 weeks. This misinformation came often from citizen journalism, doctored images, fake videos, and fake claims of voting irregularities. However, the most insidious damage is this. Citizen journalism often undermines media's ability to drive change. Media's ability to hold rogue actors accountable lies in public trust and its ability to sustain attention until action is demanded and delivered. When Kenya The Standard publishes a piece on police brutality, it follows up and it keeps the pressure on until something is done. Citizen journalism follows outrage to outrage and is unable to hold focus long enough to force accountability. This is the third hole, and this is the deepest hole. When a ship is sinking, you don't just give everybody a bucket and hope for the best. Rather, we trust the engineers who have made the vessel and follow the captain who understands the waters. Citizen journalism in Africa has done more harm than good in the African media ecosystem, not because citizen participation in media should be discouraged, but because we have confused participation for expertise, volume for value. Thank you.
A round of applause for the first speaker from Indie Press. Again, just so we're reminded of the topic and we can follow, it's about citizen journalism and whether it has done more harm than good to the African ecosystem. So right about now, let's welcome the first speaker from Zik Press, Oluwagbenga Kolawole.
Judges, ladies and gentlemen, it is sad that after all is said and done, all will be said, but not done. In fact, in this case, not all has been said, because my opponent have obviously come here to push narratives that help their case. But in the words of English philosopher and writer Aldous Huxley, facts don't cease to exist just because you choose to ignore them. So, let's begin with some facts. A 2009 article in the Journal of Computer Mediated Communication titled Internet in the Daily Life of Journalists defines citizen journalism as the gathering and reporting of news by people who are not trained as professional journalists. The key terms here being trained and professional. The media manipulation casebook, on the other hand, defines the media ecosystem as the complex combination of print, broadcast, digital, and social media that interact to form a form of self-referential information environment. In essence, this debate is asking us whether the fact that untrained citizens are reporting news does more harm than good to the African media ecosystem. And with 4 arguments of our own, we say no. First and foremost, citizen journalists are frontliners and first responders. You see, during protests, elections, conflicts, and disasters, they provide real-time updates from areas professional reporters cannot reach, maybe due to censorship or safety concerns. According to a Reuters Institute article titled Use of Citizen Journalism by Traditional Journalists, much of what citizens document serve as reference materials for professionals. For instance, during the EndSARS protest, citizen reporters on Twitter and Instagram live streamed police brutality when traditional media were constrained by government intimidation. These reporters later guided international media like CNN and BBC in their own investigations. Similarly, in the ongoing Anglophone crisis in Cameroon, local citizen reporters documented military abuses in regions where international journalists were barred, and their materials were later cited by the Human Rights Watch. So you see, if the effort of citizen journalists actually complement those of professional journalists, how then can we say that citizen journalism does more harm than good? Secondly, citizen journalism is a litmus test for free speech in our society. You see, in societies where citizens can freely document and share events, democracy thrives. However, according to Freedom House, Africa's average freedom score by country is only 46 out of 100, with just a few countries like Cape Verde, Mauritius, and South Africa classified as free. I know my opponents may want to liken citizen journalism to a raging and unchecked wildfire, but if only 15% of the world truly enjoys freedom of expression, according to a 2022 report by Voice of America News, then restricting citizen reporting means stifling one of the few remaining sparks of free voice. I mean, the fact that we are even here today debating whether or not citizen journalism does more harm than good is an indication that freedom of expression in Africa is not appreciated. I mean, free speech is not even free. Furthermore, citizen journalists often circumvent institutional barriers and obstacles. Take a look at this. Traditional journalists often face constraints like editorial censorship, ownership influence, financial pressure, and bureaucratic hierarchies. According to a study by the African Center for Media Excellence in Uganda, only 52.5% of journalists surveyed enjoy complete freedom in selecting and reporting stories. The others face editorial interference when reporting on corruption or governance issues. Citizen journalists, however, bypass these restrictions. They operate independently of newsrooms and can report directly from the grassroots. While their reports may not always stick to the professional standards of verification, their independence from political and corporate influences give them authenticity and immediacy. Yes, ethical lines are crossed, but as Bowman and Willis noted in their book, We Media, our audiences are shaping the future of news. Participatory journalism democratizes the information flow and fulfills the public right to know. Thirdly, citizen journalism amplifies underrepresented voices. You see, historically, traditional African media were urban-centered and elite-driven. Rural communities, minority groups, and social movements rarely received coverage unless their stories aligned with the national narratives. But with the rise of digital tools, this has changed. Women, youth activists, and indigenous voices now tell their own stories, reducing dependence on external gatekeepers. You see, before the internet, the media hierarchy decided what was newsworthy. But now, the ordinary citizens do. This shift decentralizes the flow of information, promotes diversity, and provides platform for marginalized perspectives. You see, in short, citizen journalism gives agency to the voiceless and makes the African media ecosystem more pluralistic, inclusive, and responsive. Now, my dear audience, let's make one thing very clear. The journalism in citizen journalism is not just an appendage. Rather, it's a testament to the fact that not everybody on the internet is a citizen journalist. Citizen journalism is a pointer to the fact that citizen journalists are average citizens who provide credible evidence of happening around them, like real journalists. This makes them different from ordinary social media influencers who cook up stories, or bots who retweet everything they see. This is the simple truth. And it's actually depressing that our guys from indie press cannot see it. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, I have made my case, and you can see from the looks on my opponent's faces, deep down, they know I'm right, but nothing is done yet. My second speaker will come to deliver the knockout punch.
All right. While the debate was going on, I noticed a couple of people talking and making their own opinions. Perhaps after this round, we'll reach out to some inductees to share their thoughts on the topic. But let's move to the second round of speeches for this round. We're calling on stage the second speaker from Indie Press, Femi Adeni Joshua. A round of applause for him.
Imagine this. You wake up one morning to see a blog report that you country under military invasion. In a few minutes' time, this starts to trend and it's on everyone's lips. People start to panic. However, by evening, you get to know that this was all a ruse and nothing of such happened. By that time, the lie had already gone further than the truth ever will, and people will never know the truth of the situation. That, my friends, is the scourge of citizen journalism on Africa. At first, it strikes you as a very good idea that ordinary people, armed with just their smartphones or any other means they can use to get information out, are able to report on things that will be ignored ordinarily by traditional media. However, like many other seemingly good ideas, this has turned out to be a poison chalice. And the harm that citizen journalism has done to Africa's media ecosystem far outweighs the good. Professional journalism rests upon pillars of truth, rigorous fact-checking, editorial oversight, and ethical guidelines. Citizen journalists do not have these safeguards, and as such, this has led to a situation whereby speed is valued over accuracy. Opinions are confused with facts, and emotions are more important than evidence. Citizen journalism in Africa has blurred the lines between opinions and facts, and this has created an environment wherein nobody knows who to believe and nobody knows who to trust. And with the erosion of public trust in journalism, the journalism in Africa starts to lose its place as a pillar of democracy in Africa. Beyond erosion of public trust in journalism, there is another graver danger of citizen journalism, and that is hijacking of narrative control. This is because of the method through which citizen journalism operates. Most times, they operate without proper fact-checking and editorial oversight. And this makes it quite easy for them to be unwittingly co-opted by people who want to control public narratives. All it takes is for someone to put out a false or misleading report. And in a few minutes, it's amplified by citizen journalists who, in their haste to publish news, do not verify before sharing it to the public. In a short while, this narrative is firmly established in the minds of people, and they no longer know what to believe. We have seen this in the case of Sudan conflicts that went, and we have seen Axios reports that reported that both sides use citizen journalists to push narratives. Yes, my opponent has argued that citizen journalism has done good. It has done some good in the African media ecosystem. However, that is not the case. That's not the bone of contention. Because for every verified report that have come out from citizen journalists, there are countless distortions that have ruined reputations and have caused panic and have also eroded trust, public trust in journalism. Voltaire warned that with great power comes great responsibility. With citizen journalism in Africa, this responsibility is oftentimes ignored. And when the responsibility is ignored, the power oftentimes turns destructive. Facts are sacred, comments are free. But when facts start to lose their sanctity, truth itself begins to die. My name is Femi Joshua. I'm from Indie Press. Thank you.
All right, a round of applause for the speaker once more. Welcoming the final speaker for this round, all the way from Zik Press, Oloyede David.
Ladies and gentlemen, anyone can make grand claims, but journalism is a business of proof. Even the Christian Holy Book says that in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, the truth shall be established. So today, with not only 2 but 3 points, I am going with not only 2 but 3 witnesses, I am going to be reasserting the fact that citizen journalism does not do more harm than good to the African media ecosystem. Witness 1, media literacy. My audience, with citizen journalism, most African audiences are becoming internet savvy. I mean, think about it. Around 2005, the sub-Saharan Africa adult literacy rate was approximately 59.2%. But as of 2023, this figure increased to 68.2%. Other figures by Statista show that despite internet penetration in Africa being below average, it's more than doubled between 2015 and 2022. In a way, this is a testament to the fact that ordinary citizens are now becoming increasingly conscious politically and are using digital resources to bring issues in their immediate community to the attention of the outside world. In so doing, they further contribute to increased education and digital literacy across the continent. Witness 2, misinformation. My opponent may want to blame fake news on citizen journalists. However, mainstream media have also been guilty of spreading disinformation to protect their interests. A study titled Big Lies, Understanding the Role of Political Actors and Mainstream Journalists in the spread of disinformation found that political actors often create falsehood, while traditional media amplify them due to ties with these actors. It also noted that journalists sometimes are found challenging lies under the guise of being fair. Another study, the influence of media ownership and control in media agenda setting in Nigeria, revealed that owners' opinion often dominate newsroom decisions. So you see, for every report that my opponent may want to quote to accuse citizen journalists of spreading misinformation, we can quote 10 more articles to prove that political stakeholders, media owners, and even professional journalists are equally liable. Witness theory, oversight and accountability. A central duty of journalism is holding power accountable. And this, citizen journalists do formerly known as Twitter, let users add factual context to misleading posts. According to a University of Washington report, this significantly reduces the spread of misinformation, and similar tools are now being adopted on other social media platforms. While my opponent may argue that citizen journalism is unregulated, they forget that African legal systems and platform policies already impose limits. Laws against defamation, hate speech, and incitement ensure reasonable boundaries and online expression. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, we've argued like lawyers and presented facts like journalists. If the gentlemen from Indie Press still don't get it, I guess they truly represent the only losing all. Thank you.
A bit of banter towards the end there, but let's give a round of applause to the speakers. All right, before we move to the faculty category, let's throw this debate to the audience. What are our thoughts? Do we really think that citizen journalism has done more harm than good to the African media ecosystem, or is it essential? Based on the arguments that have been given so far, based on your experiences, what do you think? Anyone? Anyone with an opinion? Yeah, please come forward. A round of applause for her. She comes forward to share. Thank you very much. Your name?
Okay, Repsiba. VOC Press, Faculty of Education. So, based on the training we were given before we became UCJ inductee, we were told that as a pressman, you should understand that you are not an activist. You're a journalist before an activist. And I feel most citizens actually miss that point. And most of the story they publish is based on their own emotion. They only publish stories from their own emotion. And as a journalist, when you publish story, you have to zero out your own opinion. That means you publish based on the facts and the truth. But a citizen who is not a journalist, we only publish story based on their own emotion and what they feel is right and wrong. And most of the time, it is easy for citizens to publish articles or news that are not genuine. Fake news out there are published by citizens, not by journalists.
All right, so Prof wants to give his, I won't say 2 cents, this is more than 2 cents, is 10 naira on the subject. So a round of applause for Prof. EGBOKHARE.
Actually, I want to challenge you to redefine the space. Often we are given labels, and the labels guide the way we see the world. Who is a citizen journalist? Who is a journalist? Is there anything like a citizen journalist? What is journalism? So the label was given to us, and we started confusing journalism with citizen. What the citizen does, is it journalism? Do we need a different kind of name for them? That is not journalism. Can you have a citizen teacher? Are you getting the point? So sometimes we are victims of epistemic determinism. A world is presented to us, and then we begin to see the world in that way. But we must challenge, first of all, the labels. And that is what I'm trying. So when we challenge the labels, and when we disaggregate the meanings, we may discover that we have been led on a stray path, and that what they are doing is not journalism, but probably some kind of information, participation in the information industry. So let's find a name for them. And when we find a name for them, we will stop the debate. Thank you.
Please, you guys can clap louder than that. Please, a louder round of applause. Thank you very much.
All right, please let's give that session a round of applause, please. I hope you guys are enjoying it. If you're enjoying it, clap your hands. All right, sorry for the little break, but we have to also run into another event on the list, and that's the investiture of our commissioner here. Doing that, please allow me the singular honor of inviting Mr. Alawo up here.
Okay, so because I'm not a big person, you don't want to clap for me. You have to beg me. You are not clapping. Thank you very much. So I figured out that all of you are you tired? Are you tired? Okay, everybody stand up a little. Up now, just stand up a little. You have been here since 9 o'clock, is that not so? Hey, you came for assembly by 9 and you have not done closing. Okay, so thank you. So just try to stretch your body, stretch your hand. You know we still have item 7. Okay, so please sit down. Sit now. You can sit. Okay, so thank you very much for holding forth to this time. I believe that we've all learned 1 or 2 things or more from today's program. From the keynote speaker who spoke to us today, to the panelist session, and to various advices you've gotten. So, quick one. If you look at the union over the years, we always have individuals who support the union. We have the editorial advisor, and we also have the patron. And so, over the years, we have only one patron who has been supporting the union. So today, we'll be decorating another patron for the union. A round of applause. So for this decoration, it's a singular honor for me to please, with a resounding applause, that we honor the Lagos State Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Mr. Gbenga Omotosho. So please, sir, come on the stage, sir. So I will have our speakers, please just give us some minutes so that you are not clapping. Why are you not clapping? It's not easy now. Do you know the commissioners came specifically for this program? Last year, where is DJ? So last year he was here for this program, and this year again he has shown commitment for this program. So I think it deserves more of applause. So now we are going to have his citation to be read out quickly, and then we'll take it up from there.
Let's put your hands together from Mr. Alawo. Reading the citation is the Vice President Admin of UCJS, Mubolware.
Okay. With nearly 35 years experience in the media, Omotosho Gbenga is the multiple award-winning editor of The Nation, Nigeria's widest circulating newspaper and newspaper of the year. He has a background in public and international affairs, English and literature. A satirist, Omotosho used to run in The Nation every Thursday the award-winning hilarious column, The Editorial Notebook, which was very popular for its topicality and style, presenting serious issues in a humorous manner. He was born in Ado-Ekiti in November 11, 1961. He schooled at LA Primary School, Afin, Ado-Ekiti, Ucjui Grammar School, Okeagba, Akoko, Ondo State. Ucjui Grammar School, Okeagba, Akoko. Then Ondo State University, then University of Benin and the University of Lagos. His work experience started at the Guardian newspaper from 1985 to 1999, from where he was moved to The Comet from 1999 to 2006 as the pioneer editor. He worked at The Nation from 2006 when it hit the newsstands till 2019 where he was appointed Commissioner for Information and Strategy. Now to his core competencies. Perception, as they say, is everything. How do people score their governments and leaders? What shapes public opinions about governments? And what is the role of media and information management in the success of an administration? How do we bridge the gap between the government and the people? The way these and many other questions are answered goes a very long way to determine the type of scorecard an administration gets from the electorate. Hence, information management is important. And that is one of his key areas of competence. He has been in the media since 1985 as the editor of an evening paper, a weekend paper, and 2 daily newspapers. That has put him in a position to know the industry, electronic and print, and how to deploy its components for desired effects as the back of his hand. In other words, media strategy is his forte. Communication plays a big role in the success of any organization as it bridges the gap between it and various publics. He has been involved in drafting and conveying strategic corporate messages to various audiences for over 2 decades as an editor and writer. He is a satirist and a social critic, and he believes there are so many reasons to cry endlessly in our world, but pointing out the reasons for so much disillusionment should not be in a pugnacious matter. Hence, his deployment of satire to point out the foibles in a humorous but powerful manner that ensures the message is not lost. The award-winning column, Editorial Notebook, now rested in The Nation, criticizes and praises when necessary our society and its leaders with great honor. Human reputation and management is an integral part of an editor's job, connecting scores of correspondents scattered across the countries and overseas every day. And he did this for decades. Policy formation is also key in running an organization, and he was involved in the conception of many policies and ideas that brought success in the organizations where he worked. He also brought his experiences to bear on his duty as a member of the Lagos State Executive Councils, and his modest efforts as the head of the media team paid off as we pushed the version of Mr. Governor, Mr. Babachide Sanwo-Olu, for a greater Lagos under the team's agenda. Today, we are talking about a greater Lagos writing. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Gbenga Omotosho.
I thought that applause would be more than that. Because what you just heard so far is just a tiny aspect of our patron's CV. And so, without further ado, we won't be wasting much time because I can see your face is already, you're tired. So I'll be inviting our dignitaries who are here for today's program to join our commissioner on stage while we do this investiture. So let me invite Professor Francis EGBOKHARE, Dr. G.J. Johnson, Mr. Sunday Ogutola, our representative of the Dean of Students Affairs. So please come on stage while we have this special decoration. We had UCJS schools. Please come around too. UCJS schools. Please come around. So, DJ, with a singular honor, I'm going to hand this over to Professor Francis to do the decoration. Thank you very much. A round of applause, please.
Bring the flag first. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's not usual to find a commissioner come in and sit down in this gathering of students for this long. And so it speaks to the person who is going to be your patron. But let me start by saying, Ko Nibajeo. You guys are not answering me. Ko Nibajeo. So on behalf of UCJ, we want to honor you as one of the distinguished patrons of these Very unique organization of Union of Campus Journalists. So in furtherance of that, we will have to decorate our Honorable Commissioner by wearing these on him. Thank you very much. You know, to have been in the Nation newspaper, I have a very strong affinity for Nation newspaper because one of my egbon is your MD, Victor Ucjui. And then I've had people who work there. It's a distinguished newspaper, and no wonder you were taken to as a commissioner for information and strategy. Lagos State is a unique state, and I think so. I was just saying that he's going to give me the agbo that he drinks, because when they mentioned his age, I was looking at myself. I said, this man must be drinking something. So there must be something in Lagos that makes people very young, look younger than their age. So you will give me the recipe for that agbo. Congratulations, sir. Please, we will very much appreciate your continued support for UCJ. This is one of the very few resilient student organizations, and they produce very important Nigerians. So we would like you to continue to give this tremendous support that you have shown. Thank you very much.
Once again, please, a round of applause for Prof, please. So let us have a quick photo. Esco, please. Let's have, please come. The Esco. So let's dignity alone. Okay. Host come. Just for them alone. Come. So because this is a 2-in-1 or 5-in-1 program, we also have magazine launch inside it. So we want you to please, we know you've supported financially. Some have supported spiritually. Some have supported physically. But we still want more support. So we're going to be giving you this magazine. We'll be launching it today. And we want to have your thought about it, just like we do every year for our program.
If I yet say I complain, when I'm rocking your body. Saw me coming from a long range, and that's always love it. Anytime you allow me, I'm early. Having it since early. Share you. And you, Papa Chupole, my friend, Papa Chupole, my friend, like that.
Please listen, before our commissioner leaves, we have been asked to hand over the mic so that he can give us 1 or 2 remarks, special remarks from the commissioner. A round of applause, please, for Mr. Gwenga Motosho.
Thank you so much. First is to say that, Prof and then all our distinguished colleagues who are here today. I would like to thank those who felt that I merited this, that they have really done well. When I was invited to this ceremony last year, well, I just came because in Lagos, we do not take for granted matters that affect young people. That is why if you look at the cabinet of Mr. Governor, Mr. Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu, about 40% of them are very, very young people. And there are so many of them, very young, vibrant people. So anytime that I get invited to ceremonies affecting young people, I ensure that I attend. Prof was asking me the kind of recipe that I take that makes me look this young. It's very simple. I behave young. Every day, first thing in the morning, 3 kilometers. Only yesterday, I was playing in the finals of the birthday table tennis championship organized in honor of the Alake of Egbaland at Ikoyi Club. I lost in the final. Year before the last, when I played in a different category, I won the cup. I'm a golfer. I play in Abeokuta most of the time. If you play golf in Abeokuta and you do 18 holes, that's about 9 kilometers. I'm also a very good swimmer. I remember when I was in secondary school and we were going to do the Western State Sports Festival. We were camped here at UI for 1 month to use the swimming pool there. And it was a very nice experience for me. Memories of that time, they are still with me today. And that is why whenever I come into this campus, I do not feel like a stranger. For me, it's like a homecoming. I would have loved the panel session to continue before this. But nobody told me that it was going to be broken for this. I would have said they should not mind because I was enjoying it. And at the end of the day, I was going to make my own comments. First is the perspective of a prof. Very fresh perspective. We should look at the nomenclature, citizen journalism. Are we all being taken for a ride? Then one of the speakers too made a very good example of how she felt that citizen journalism had done very well when he mentioned NSAS. One thing I would like to tell people is that, especially people who are interested in journalism, is that what I call the soul of journalism, reporting, today is dying and all of us are watching. Today, those are the people that we see as very good journalists, who are also carrying the banner of being journalists, and who the public feels that they are journalists. They are those I call commentators. In fact, some of them, I call them that what they do is microphone terrorism. They invite you to a program as a guest. They are supposed to protect you. They are supposed to even guide you. And they begin to behave as if they are in a court of law. And the public are ailing them. That is not journalism. And I told a couple of guys I met day before yesterday at a public function like this, that about a week ago, we lost a young journalist. That this day, journalist who died in Abuja. 48 hours after this girl died, Arise journalists, Arise this day, they belong to the same group. 48 hours after her death, even Arise and this day could not produce the correct story of what happened. It's a shame of reporting. It's failure of reporting, failure of leadership, failure of journalism, failure of all of us. Some people said he jumped from upstairs. Others said she was shot. Some said they took her to a hospital, the hospital rejected her. All manner of things. That is shameful. You can imagine another person dying. Our own matter, a journalist died. And all of us, we started expressing emotions. Something that a journalist must not show. Some were even crying on television. Instead of telling the public what happened exactly, so that all of us can guide against that kind of thing in future. It's now that the police have arrested the robbers who stormed the home of this girl that we are now trying to piece together what happened. Did you guys shoot her? What happened to her? Why did you not wait? Nobody bothered to go to the hospital. Nobody bothered to ask the police what happened. Everybody was just writing based on rumors. So this is the kind of thing that we all have to watch out for. Journalism is not a profession of emotions. NSAS, they said they switched off the light. They said they were dodging bullets. You will dodge a military man's bullet. Some said they were removing bullets from people's bodies. How? Even when you go into some of the bushes I see around there, and you step on thorns, you will need needle and everything to remove such thorns. Then we are talking about a bullet that will pierce somebody's body and then tear its way out. You say you are removing it, and the light is off. Then you go and bring pictures of people who died several years ago and say, look at the people who are shot dead at the toll gate. You go and bring pictures of Ghanaian stars in movies, and the Ghanaian stars will come out and say, no, we are not dead though, we are still alive. And up to today, nobody, no journalist has been able to show that people who were killed, these are their parents. In my village, when I was growing up, if your goat was missing, you will not sleep. You start crying all over the village. I'm looking for my goat too. But today's Nigeria, you said thousands of people were murdered. You called it massacre. And like the former Minister of Information said, the first massacre without bodies. So we need to all stand up and protect our profession. You cannot, like one of the speakers said, have citizen doctor. You can't have citizen engineer. And my own addition to that is what one of my professors said at Unilag, Professor Ralph Akinfeleye. He said, when you go to heaven, after doing everything here on earth, that you will not need an architect because nobody will be building a house. He said, you will not need an engineer. There will be nothing to be manufactured. He said, you will not need a doctor because nobody will get ill. You will not need a builder. In fact, the Holy Book says, in my Father's house, there are many mansions. Everything is already provided there. But that in heaven, the only profession that will be there that will be thriving and surviving is journalism. Because the man in the north will want to know what is happening in the east. The man in the west will want to know what is happening in the north. And on like that. So journalists will still keep busy. That is why we say that they don't die, because they keep on working. And that should there be any way for reports to be written outside the earth here in heaven, and that journalists will be very busy to write such reports. It's on this note that once again I would like to thank you for this very great honor. And I assure you, whatever is within my capacity to do to encourage young people like you who are coming into journalism, the thing is so broad now. People they talk about not finding jobs and all of that. With what you are doing, you guys don't have any problem finding jobs, because there's nobody who can be involved like this in his university days who will not be creative. And once you are creative, forget about it. Jobs will look for you. Thank you so much.
Please, a resounding round of applause for our commissioner. So quickly, we'll be moving faster now to the next program.
Please, let's put our hands together for Mr. Gunga Motosho. Thank you, sir. If you are bored, let me announce to you that item 7 have arrived, or the item 7 items have arrived. So you should cheer up a little bit. If you are not happy, I would collect your food. So right about now, we'll be continuing with the debate session and be having.
You be rice and beans with assorted. Point and kill is the concept. Buy you Lamborghini for your consent. Baby, how you treat now my problem. Baby, you are juicy, 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 juicy. All around the world, everybody don't say you are beauty, beauty, beautiful. Body like me, girl, you looking so good in your two-piece, two-piece. Anything you want, I'ma do it. Cause you sweet, but I know the low Maggie. You want to call me Maggie, you want to call me Mori, oh, for street. A lot of the gun body, but you want to call me Mori, you want to call me Maggie, oh. Go to passport, Cody. If you say make a dance. When you go die, it's your teeth, die. I feel to spend all my money, and put it on me. Jenna, Prada, Givenchy. Oh yeah, they got no visa. Baby, so liberty feel. Timasu, boy, I me be jita. From Lagos down to Ibiza. Nobody baby to reason your matter. Follow me, my healer. Small me, come to my bima. Angels are singing when they see your face. One you sweet. Yeah, I know they know my key. Flash at me, baby. But I'm a new party. You find no competition. But I guess I get jealousy.
DJ, thank you very much. So right now we would be announcing the nominees and the winners for the Sunday Oguntola essay competition that was concluded and held by the UCJ. The nominees are Oluseun Fatokpe. Please, a round of applause for them as we call. You don't have to come out, just wave if you are here. Oluseun Fatokpe, Levi Ugochukwu, Aremu Goodness, Omofala Samuel, Oshuolale Oluwatomilayo, and would be announcing the winners for them, and doing that would be the president of the Union of Campus Journalists, Mr. Shile. Please, a round of applause for him.
All right. The winners of the prestigious Sunday Oguntola essay competition of the UCJ UI for the 2025 edition. The second runner-up is Oshuolale Oluwatomilayo. She's going up. She's going up. Everybody's going up. We are giving them at the same time. The first runner-up is
Please, a round of applause for them as they come forward.
Omofala
We can
Samuel.
do better. A round of applause for them, please.
And the winner is Aremu Goodness. Please, I'll be inviting Mr. Sunday Oguntola, the Honorable Commissioner, Dr. Abu, and Professor EGBOKHARE, sorry to keep disturbing you, to join us in presenting this.
Please, a round of applause for them, please. A round of applause for them. Soon to be inductees, are we tired? We can do better. A round of applause, please. Don't worry, we understand. We'll soon be done. Thank you very much.
Award of Excellence presented to the Oshuolale Uluwatomilayo, second runner-up. Congratulations.
A round of applause for her, please.
The first runner-up is Mr. Omofala Samuel. Congratulations. And the winner is Aremu Goodness. Congratulations.
This is the winner.
Please, a round of applause for them as they return to their seats. We can do better. A round of applause for them. Thank you very much, sirs. Congratulations to all winners. So now to the next round. Thank you, DJ. We'll be having the speakers, for the debate round. Please, a round of applause for them, for the all round. And yes, to everybody, to our distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be rounding off in the next 30 minutes. We understand you. It's not long, 30 minutes. Thank you so much for understanding.
All right, we'll continue with the debate now.
Pass me my cup. I just want to have fun. I know I worry too much. I know I worry too much. I don't gather my funds. Me and my guys, they on soft. If you they hate, it no be my fault. Better wait for your love, yo, I'm dripping. Below water, Fiji. Balenciaga, Ricky. Girls, no one leave me. Share money for my guys like I be in this case.
All right, so thank you very much. We'll be going to the next round of the debate, which is the faculty category. We'll be having speakers from Clinical Sciences Press and Agro Press. So let's welcome our speakers from Agro Press, Akinda Ini Destiny and Balogun Moyosola. A round of applause for the representatives from Agro Press, please. A round of applause for them as they make their way to the stage. And the speakers from the Clinical Sciences Press, we have Peter Adeyemo and Olokungbe Gerald. You guys sound really tired, inductees. Don't worry, it's almost over. We'll soon be done. And they'll be debating a very interesting topic. For this round, they'll be debating, should foreign-funded media houses in Africa be considered a threat to genuine press freedom? Should foreign-funded media houses in Africa be considered a threat to genuine press freedom? We can just chew on that for a bit. Our apologies for the break in transmission. All right, we'll be going straight to the debate. Once again, the topic is, should foreign-funded media houses in Africa be considered a threat to genuine press freedom? And let's welcome the first speaker for Clinical Sciences, Peter Adeyemo. A round of applause.
This is a gathering of campus journalists. So let's stand up for the press prayer. Pause. There's no need for that. So I'll just keep to the bone of contention. Line 5 says, may we be bold to confront evil and injustice. And that's where this debate starts from. Foreign-funded local media houses are domestic organizations or outlets that receive significant financial, technical, or operational support from foreign governments, international NGOs, private foundations, or foreign corporations. Dictionary defines press freedom as the right to publish newspapers, magazines, or any other printed material without governmental restrictions or interference of any kind. Now, this is where it gets dicey. The level of interference is not the focus here. The key subject is the likelihood of that interference, however small, to cause danger or harm to the tenets of journalism. Once again, the likelihood. If you've not been listening, this is the part where you pay attention. Back to line 5. May we be bold to confront evil and injustice.
UCJ. Now, ladies and gentlemen, genuine press freedom isn't about rejecting support, but about accepting management through integrity. Thank you.
I gave a notification. 4 minutes. Please, once again, a round of applause for the last speaker who just spoke. We can do better, please. We know we are tired, but we can do better. Thank you so much. So, very quickly, before we announce the result from the debate round, we want all the representatives from the LPOs that made it to the finals to come forward to collect their medals, which will be presented by the president, the president of Ogurino Olashide, and the vice president admin, Mobola Winwa. Please, can the representatives from the LPOs that made it to the final round, can they come forward very quickly, please? Please, can they come forward? A round of applause for them as they come forward, please. Please, a round of applause for them. Thank you so much. Thank you. So while we are at that, we would like to invite the representative. Okay, and to help present the medals to the participants, the LPOs that are here, we would like to invite the person of our very own Professor Francis EGBOKHARE to do that. You're welcome, sir. Please, a round of applause for him as he comes forward to present the medals. So while we are doing that, I would like to invite the sister union, the representative from the sister union, first from Uni Oshun. Please, is the person around? Please come forward for your goodwill message. Please, a round of applause from one of our representatives from the sister union, Uni Oshun, to give their goodwill message. A round of applause for him, please. Very quickly.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Victor Ewole. I'm a member and president of Association of Campus Journalists, Osun State University. So I bring you this goodwill message from ACJ Union. Protocol duly observed. On behalf of ACJ Union, I bring greetings and heartfelt appreciation to UCJUI for hosting this conference. We are truly delighted to be here among great minds and storytellers, united by one shared purpose, which is to uphold the ethics of journalism across institutions in Nigeria, to higher institutions in Nigeria. To UCJUI, we say thank you for your hospitality, your excellence in planning, your consistent leadership in the campus press community. This conference is more than just an event. It's a meeting of ideas, a platform for growth, a reminder that the future of journalism in Nigeria is bright because of young people like us who dare to tell stories that matter. The link between AI and journalism can't be overemphasized, and it's a great thing that we're having conversations like this on its application in this great field. To our fellow campus journalists from other institutions, we salute your passion and commitment. Together, we are building a network that seeks the truth and tells the truth. Once again, UCJUI, we appreciate you for hosting us and for creating a space where knowledge meets purpose. Congratulations.
worked tirelessly behind the scenes. Your efforts are what makes the journalism community vibrant. Let's continue to work together, embracing the principles of truth, freedom, and innovation to build a stronger, more impactful journalism community. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Please, a round of applause for her once again as she goes back to her seat. So very quickly, before we present the awards to the winners of the debate competition, I would like to invite the chief judge to give a comment on the debate. Please, a round of applause for Goodluck Akinlawo as she comes forward to give a comment as the chief judge for the debate session. A round of applause for her, please. Thank you so much.
All right, good afternoon once again. Good afternoon, everybody. All right, so I would like us to put our hands together once again for all the speakers, please. Yes, it has been a wonderful time listening to all the speeches across board. So because of time, I will just rush through because we noted quite a number of things. So I think the first thing that we noticed was that just as a general rule of thumb in public speaking or debate, especially in UI, our internalization could have been smoother across boards. And this ensures that you're able to flow better with your audience. So it's better if you internalize your speech. And if you would not be internalizing your speech, if you'll be using any form of aid, then it's important that you rehearse properly with that aid such that you are able to flow. I noticed that a couple of us were still, we had to look down totally and there was a sort of disconnect between you and your audience. So that's important. And aside that, there's also the thing of time management too. But moving on into the crux of the debate, one thing that we realized is that for the two debates, there was Africa in both topics. But one thing that we noticed is a lot of our speakers narrowed Africa to maybe West Africa or Nigeria. It was only a few of them that were able to spread their tentacles towards even East Africa, North Africa, because it's easy to fall into that trap because, of course, we're in the West. But when you have a debate that is all-encompassing like that, it's important to show that the effect of what you are saying or what you are refuting spreads across board as much as possible. Then we also had a lot of hanging facts. We had speakers come up to give a particular fact, but not tell us how it correlates or give us the link between what you're saying, the authority you are dropping, and then how it helps your stance. It's not enough to just say according to. When you say according to, let us understand how it ties or how it helps your stand. And another thing that we realized is that we did a lot of advantage versus disadvantage. So if you're supposed to say that this does more harm than good, some of us did, we showed how it gives more harm or shows how we give more good. We did not, there are two sides to the debate. So if you are saying that, say, foreign funding of media houses does more harm than good, for example, it's not just enough for you as a speaker to say, this is why it does more harm, and then you leave it at that. You should also let us know why your side is better. Like, okay, this is why, rather than doing more harm than good, we think it does more harm. So don't just bring points that counters your opponent's something. Give us why your side. I don't know if you get my point. Then I also wrote some things here that there's a very thin line between analogies and authorities. For many of us, we had a couple of analogies, but sometimes analogies can be streamlined. Someone came and said, oh, this is just an exception. Right? That is why you need to balance your analogies with your facts. It's better if you have more facts, but then you use your analogies to buttress your point. So for the sake of time, I'll just leave it at that, but all the same, well done to all speakers. Please, can we put our hands together for them once again?
All right.
Not about your debate. I won't do as well as any of you, even after 40 years. So I think you've done excellently well. The point basically is that it's just a question of aid. It is that a debate in itself is an opportunity to also propagandize you. The talking points are also ingrained. Even the foreign training we go to is also part of the whole agenda of propagandizing or of agenda setting. There is nothing without an agenda. All reality is interpretation. So I want you people to start questioning the questions. Even the rules of debate, I want you to start interrogating them. And what is the end of the rules of debate? My students know that I don't go to class to teach them linguistics. I use linguistics to teach them how to think. You ask questions. Two things I focus on, questions and process. You reach your conclusions and your interpretations. That one, we will debate that. But once the question is right and the process is right, the conclusion will be logical, not factual. Facts, that one we can debate that. So I just want, that's the point. You've made a very beautiful thing, and I know that you are talking like Professor Lewis. You know, I can see that, you know, he's done very well with you people. Well, the point I'm making is that I come from a different thing to say everything we do, we as Africans must now begin to think originally. We must begin to challenge what we have been told, because we've lived a whole lot of our lives being taking instructions. Now is the time for us to challenge some of those instructions and begin to think from originally. I think one of the things I saw is the tendency to memorize. The problem with memory, if you are like me, if you memorize, which you said is internalize, which, I mean, me, I can't internalize anything because you know, at my age, the brain has too much to keep. It's for us to understand exactly the content of what we are talking about. Then know the grounding, how is grounding, the philosophical grounding, and so on. By the time we get to that point where it becomes part of, which is the re-internalization, which is not memory work. Memory work will lead to seizures and freezing because you will miss your lines. But when you internalize, which means you have clarity, then you will see that debate becomes something that is very boisterous. And then nobody really loses. It's just that some people probably make their points much better than the others. You guys, your generation, you are making me feel as if I didn't go to school. That's why I always defend you people. When people say you are not hard work, you are not doing it, I say, look, it's not these people I interact with. Maybe there are some other young people who behave that way, but when I see these young people, I envy you. Actually, I say I wish I were born in your own generation, you know, because you guys are just doing very well. You are fantastic.
Please, let's put our hands together for Prof. Right now, we'll be announcing the results of the competition, and joining us to do that would be inviting the judges.
Okay, so let's welcome once again the Chief Judge, Ms. Akinlawo Goodluck, and Ms. Sakina Karim and Mr. Ajayi Muiz. A round of applause for our wonderful judges.
All right, we'll also be calling up Prof to join us. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And the President of the Union of Campus Journalists, Mr. Shile.
Yes. You are a great lady.
Yes, we'll also be asking the presence of the Honorable Commissioner to join them upstage. Thank you, sir. Please, let's put our hands together for him.
All right, we'll begin first with the award for the best speaker for today. After 2 rounds of debates and multiple points made, multiple refutations amongst others, the best speaker from Clinical Sciences Press, we have Adeyemo Peter with 75.67 points. A round of applause as he makes his way to the stage.